All right, 6:02 in the Rose City. Time for Dirt Sprague on Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network.
180!
Red 85!
Oh, yeah.
185!
Our last Football Fridays.
180! 180! 180!
Here we come! Here we come! It's a man's game now!
Yeah! Yeah! 180!
Damn!
What's that? Hot! Turbo! What's that? Somebody jump on side! Here we go!
Good morning. Our second to last Football Friday.
God, that's depressing. What is happening? That's all you're going to get out of me today. That's a depressing what is happening.
It's a fun, that's an NFL factoid Friday for you.
What is happening?
Yeah, it's almost over.
You know what you had for me this morning?
What did I have for you?
You had some bad news, Dirt.
Oh, really?
That's what you had for me
You didn't
today.
know that already?
Bad news, Dirt. No, I didn't quite comprehend. There was only 2 Football Fridays left, man. Whoa. No!
I brought up Portugal yesterday, and my daughter goes, are you done? And I said, done with what? And she said, Mom says that you're grounded for 9 months.
You're done watching sports for 9
I was
months?
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, get in your room. Why don't you clean up your mess over there, Brandon?
She's like, is football almost done? I said, I got 2 more weeks of it. 2 more weeks.
That's all we got, man.
The countdown has begun. It's the
Yeah.
opposite feeling, like for us versus them. For us, it's like, damn, dude, it's going away.
It's the sad days.
And for them, it's like, hey, there's the light at the end of the tunnel right there. I'm going to get this person back in my life.
I got a husband and a father in my family again. How about that? I'm going to pull my head up and look. Hey, look, my kid's 2 now. When the hell did that happen, dude? We missed like an entire year. Last time I paid attention to him, it was 9 months ago,
There you
man.
go. He's grown so much.
Dude, he's just shot up a couple inches in the
Walking
last
and
couple of
talking.
months. You're speaking now? What happened
that?
here, man? This came out of nowhere.
Oh,
He's
man.
smoking darts. Can fetch you a beer from the fridge.
I had Rams plus 2.5. It was a tough weekend, Dad. Me too, buddy. Me too, man.
What do we think about that depth on the Ducks, Dad?
What do we feel about backup left tackle? They get Seaton yet? I don't know yet, buddy. I hope they do,
What's
man.
going on there?
I
don't
hope they
know.
haven't they landed him yet. What's going on?
Yeah, it's almost over, dude. This is we got conference championship weekend,
Yeah,
and a lot to get into today.
there is a lot to get into today.
I'll say this:
Watching the
6
Blazers last night.
6:03 a.m. feeling.
Yeah, what's your early vibe on a football Friday?
I am incredibly, and it's no fault of team. Okay, anybody listening, don't get
Uh-oh.
mad. No,
Uh-oh.
what you know, you say about my team. I'm incredibly bummed today, knowing that Jared Stidham is starting one of these games.
It sucks. It sucks.
Yes.
Doesn't mean they can't win. I actually might gamble on them today. I haven't decided for spring in the line. It hasn't been pretty for me in the playoffs.
The line actually came down a little bit.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Can we get that back to 5.5? I'd feel a little more comfortable with that. I'm already 0 for 2 gambling against the Pats, so I might as well make it 0 for 3, right? Let's just get the trifecta done in the playoffs. Keep gambling against them every round on their way to winning a Super Bowl. I agree 100% with you. There's just not a lot of...
It's such a letdown.
You have one game in which you're dealing with the 2 teams that have pretty clear...
No, they have.
For a stretch, have been the 2 best teams in the NFC.
1-2 seeds for
and the
most
2
of the
games
way.
have been classic games,
Yes.
and they've been awesome
Yep.
in different ways and shapes and forms. And then you got the other game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean the other game can't be great. Doesn't mean Jared Stidham can't win the game. There's just, if this was Bo Nix playing in the game, a lot more juice going into it.
I'm with you on that.
Or if Josh
Also,
Allen had won and it was Josh
Yeah.
Allen versus the Pats, there's a lot more juice going into this game.
I think that's kind of where I'm at. It's not that, like, Knicks with Denver is definitely making that game, like, infinitely better, right?
Yes.
But the idea that Josh Allen could have been playing,
Yes.
oh, my God.
Had a catch, no catch, Brandon Cooks holds onto a football. We're living in a different world right now.
So, unfortunately, I hate to say it today at 6:04 a.m.,
Yeah.
I have a very big Case Keenum, Nick Foles vibe going into the AFC portion of the conference championship week.
Yeah, which
I was
wasn't
not
great
excited
that
for that
year.
game.
It was not great that
And
year.
that game ended up sucking. Philly, I think, ended up blowing out Case Keenum in the Vikings.
Absolutely destroyed them. I remember it vividly because I gambled on the Vikings in that NFC title
That's
game.
certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Well, that was backup versus
Yes.
backup to a certain
I
extent.
know.
So it was, it
Yeah,
was kind of
but,
a unique one.
There's certainly a possibility where the Patriots could. Now, I don't think the Bronco defense will get run over, but
However,
The Bronco defense that
look
gave
at
up
you.
100 yards to James Cook
No,
and
I know.
30
I
points to
know.
the Bills.
Uh-oh.
That defense.
Uh-oh.
it might happen more slowly.
Is that the first game tomorrow or
Yeah.
Sunday? That's the first one?
That
Okay.
one's at noon. Seahawks are at 3:30.
Denver's
3:30,
going to
okay.
need the defense.
The defense has to muck this up.
They got to score, and they
And
got to be
it sounds like
elite.
both games, weather is not going to be an issue. It'll
No.
be in the 40s, so it'll be cold, but it won't be.
It's not
you
the
know,
coldest game on
bone-numbing,
record.
freezing.
Well, that big storm's not hitting those areas.
No.
That's the good part.
Over on the East Coast, man. Over here, we're all
So no,
the west
weather
side.
weather won't be an issue unless there's. I don't think they're expecting big wind in Seattle. I don't know about Denver if the wind will kick in, but
Yeah.
that's it.
I'm just
So-
kind of the idea that we could have had Josh Allen
It's
here.
a bummer, man. It's a
Yeah.
bummer. You get to this point in the year, you want the best guys playing, and that even includes Bo Nix after the way he played in that playoff game. If he's going against Drake May, you got two guys in their second year.
Exactly.
One of them's going to go to a Super Bowl and win the game and be the hero for their team in their city. And the talking points out of that, it changes the complete dynamics around the game.
Yeah, I think that's the tough thing is just
I mean, we're all going to watch. We're all, when
Well,
sit
yeah.
down, the game starts. We're all fired up for it, sure. But yeah, there's different
we're
juice
not,
going
we're not
in.
fired. No, like unless you have a Broncos T-shirt or a Patriots, we're not fired up for that game.
I'm fired up for it because there's only 3 football games left this year.
that doesn't
That's all I
change
got.
anything
No.
for me.
That's all I got left.
I'm fired up for the second one. I'm curious about the first one. Like, okay, what does Jared Stidham look like running the Broncos? We haven't seen him throw a football for I don't know how long in a game.
Got to go back to the preseason, man.
Exactly.
Go
So
find preseason highlights.
Yeah, but
curious-
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl.
He did.
I know.
That he
I'm
did.
going to tell you right now. I was with you actually most of the week. I'm spoiler alert. I'm probably going to go the
You
New
hammer,
England way.
Hammer the New England way. That's probably the wise way to
Hasn't
go.
thrown a pass in 2 years. Like I don't even know what you're doing there, trying to talk yourself into that. Is that just because they're at home?
It's just because they're at home. Yeah. I don't think he's going to come out and throw 5 interceptions. I'll say that. I don't think it's going to be that ugly. You never know.
That Patriot defense lately has.
We did
just
see
been
C.J. Stroud
nasty.
literally do that last week. He threw 4 picks in a game against them. I don't think they're going to get that back-to-back weeks. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll come in Monday and say, look at that. Jared Stidham threw 13 interceptions in the game, and they lost 87-0.
I've bet on New England and won, and I've bet against them and lost. So I've been on both sides of the coin. I'm not trusting a quarterback off of a 2-year hiatus, basically.
This has got him right where they want him. There's no film on him. What film do you pull up of Jared Stidham? What are you breaking down? You pulling up college tape?
When you start 4 games, there's no film needed to pull up.
The Patriots
or
have
is
their
there?
own film in the building.
Remember the conversation we were having in August going into the year? Quarterback controversy in Denver.
Can you repeat what you just said?
The Patriots have their own film
They
in the
literally
building.
had him on their roster and were like, yeah, get out of here.
That was like 4 years ago, dude. He's a totally different player now. He's evolved. He's changed.
Of
He's
his
grown.
4 starts, where were they at?
This is his time. This is his moment he's been waiting
Oh,
for
yeah.
all these years.
Like the UCF game.
All of the stars are
Yeah.
coming together for Jared
Yeah.
Stidham to capitalize.
He lost a
and
national championship game to UCF.
go on a run here, okay?
Never forget that. Okay?
They do claim that national title. That is true.
They should.
They
Who
do.
cares?
Yeah, why
Oh,
not?
they had
Yeah.
rings and a banner.
Put a banner up. We went undefeated. I don't care. We'll do it. USC did it in 2003. Why not us?
Yeah, I just also can relate. Like when your team loses their quarterback, it's such a bummer
It's
feeling.
pretty deflating.
It's demoralizing,
bad
man.
feeling,
It's
yeah.
demoralizing. Now, the Niners doing it in the NFC title game, they then didn't have anybody that could throw a forward pass. So if that, I don't know what
Yeah, that
Denver's
was even
backup
worse
is.
because he got hurt like 6 plays in.
Yeah, you went in getting
and
excited.
You prepared all. I mean, at least the Broncos could
Sure.
prepare all week and figure
Who is
out.
their backup to Jared Stidham, Swag?
Oh,
That's a great question.
I know who it is.
You
but
know the answer to this.
You're gonna get a kick. You're gonna get a who?
Is it a name that we know?
Yeah.
It's a name that we know.
so it's either
Who else is in Denver?
who did they have on their practice squad? It's going to be somebody like Josh Johnson or something.
Josh
like
Johnson's a good guess. He's
Interesting.
played for
Josh
27
Johnson?
NFL teams. He's doing commercials now, by the
Yeah.
way.
Well, the backup quarterback commercials become
Yeah.
one of the greatest ideas ever created.
Oh, yeah. That
in
was-
commercials.
yeah.
It's a brilliant idea.
that. Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, I'll
Not
sit in on this
DeVito.
picture.
This is a very big name at one point of our college football lives.
Oh.
And it is not translated whatsoever. It's a name you haven't heard in a while, but it's a name you definitely know.
Is Brandon Whedon still in the NFL?
Jesus, dude. What?
Is he still hanging around
No.
collecting checks?
Think more recently than that.
That wasn't that long ago. Was that long ago?
This guy might have been riding
Hmm.
a Longhorn.
Colt McCoy. No, he doesn't play anymore. Sam Ellinger.
Correct.
Yeah, buddy.
If Jared Stidham goes down,
Dude,
you're
Sam
getting
Ell-
the Sam Ellinger show.
He told me that Texas was back, baby. He was a couple of years too early, but they are back, kind of.
I don't know. I have to go check in the recent reports.
Uh-huh.
They have to be carrying a third quarterback into the game.
I would imagine so.
The Niners
I would
taught the
imagine so.
entire world, you better have a third quarterback.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're screwed.
The other quarterback that they have on the roster, no, that's all they have. They only have 3 quarterbacks on their roster. So
They have to be adding another quarterback.
Oh, do they, though?
No.
The NFL made the rules so you could do it.
I don't know who else they got. That's all that shows up on the roster
Don't you want
page.
one just because?
Yeah, but the Niner-Eagle example is a good one, but we went into the game being excited, and then you had the Purdy injury early, and then by the time the first half ended, all of their quarterbacks were hurt. And so, I get the analogy. It's not that off, but there is, Jared Stidham can still throw a forward pass.
That's fine.
You still have the element to
Okay.
be able. Will he be able to complete passes? I don't know, but he can throw a forward pass.
Okay,
that much I know.
Let me throw another thing at you that I don't know if you've taken into account.
Sure, what do you got?
What is a physical activity that if I made you do it, you would legitimately be nervous that you would hurt yourself?
A lot of them.
Well, give me one, just as an example.
Any sort of physical activity?
Like if I made you sprint 100 yards, I say, Dirt, you got a dead sprint
as fast
100
as you
yards.
could go, I would be terrified I would pull a hamstring.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Do you think not getting hit one time for 2 years is suddenly just going to feel normal? That's another thing to take into account here. The dude hasn't been touched in 2 years.
That means he's fresh. That means he's ready to go.
No, it means that
It means
car
he's got
accident,
no nicks and bruises, man.
that fender bender
You know what
from
Denver's
Chase
got?
on is going to hurt a little more.
You know what Denver's got? Good offensive line. Good offensive line. Protect him upright. He's fresh. He's ready to roll.
That's our
He's
boy,
less mobile
is our
than
boy
Bo Nix.
Forsyth hurt.
Yeah,
he
left
got
the
banged
game.
up in the last game. I don't know if he's playing this weekend or not. One of the crazy stats, though, that I will throw at you, I'm going to use some ammunition early on in the show. Why not? For the early
We've already dove into it.
6-12 crowd
Sure.
for the early birds out there this morning,
Yeah,
getting
we
their
love our
worms.
sunrise guys and gals.
The Broncos at 4.5-point underdogs at home in the AFC title game. Home underdogs of at least 4 points in the NFL playoffs. Following me here?
Gotcha.
Like
More
ever
than
or
a field
this year?
goal.
In the last 50 years.
Okay, there you go.
4-point or more underdogs
Yeah.
in the NFL playoffs at home.
Yeah, we get it.
Do you know what they are against the spread?
I'm going to say like 48-2.
Okay, it hasn't happened. Home dogs of 4 points are very rare in the NFL. This is a unique example.
Was it like
if Bo was
7
playing, what's the
times
line
or
in the
something?
game, right? Maybe
They're favored by
they're
1.5.
favored by 1.5. So
Yeah.
they're not. So it's a unique example. It hasn't happened very often.
Bo Nix with
Only
the
10
touchdown.
times in the last 50 years has this happened.
Against the spread,
Against
they're
the spread.
8
Oh, it's
and 2.
only happened 10 times.
It's only happened 10
I
times.
misheard
Yes,
you there.
only happened 10 times.
8 and 2 against the
10
spread.
and 0.
They're 10-0.
Wow.
They have covered the spread every single
Now
time.
name the 10.
I can't. It's the last 50 years. I'm not going to go dig up that history. It was just it was a
Well,
Ben
has somebody-
Fox tweet.
But how? Okay, Ben Fox, good.
They're 6-4 outright winning the game, and
Yeah.
they're 10-0 against the
How
number.
do you not give us the teams? It's 10 teams. Like, how many of them were in the 70s?
I don't know.
The
I'm
80s
just giving you the historical
versus-
data. All I can do,
Since.
you can do with that data whatever you want to do with that data. I'm just giving you the data that they've never not covered the spread.
So we're leaning, we're fading each other here,
We
and
are.
your logic is
I mean, I got no logic.
he's capable of throwing a forward pass,
Mm-hmm.
and underdogs in this spot are undefeated against the spread.
in the last 50 years.
And my response is, hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been hit by another grown man in 2 years. That's going to hurt a lot
Today
more.
I'm laying the big wood.
Maybe they took the red jersey off in practice to get him ready, get a couple of licks in. You know what I mean? Make him feel good.
Yeah, I'm sure Sean Payton was like,
Yeah.
hey, Benito, lay his ass out right now.
Get
I'm
him
going to
ready
guess
for
he was
Sunday.
covered in bubble wrap during practice.
Dude, Sam Ellinger comes in this game. I
What
might
if Sam
turn it off.
Ellinger wins the
I
AFC
might
Championship
turn the
game?
game off if Sam Ellinger rolls
What
out
are we
there.
going to do if Jared Stidham balls out? What's the reaction? If we come in Monday and the conversation is he goes 23 of 28, 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
I'll have a
and the
huge
Broncos,
glass of I was wrong.
and the Broncos
What
win
do
the
you
game.
mean?
Do we then translate it in? Can he do that in the Super Bowl? No. One off?
No, you think I'm going to die? No, I'm going to move on and say I was wrong on that one.
Sure.
Pats only beat one team above 500 all
Yeah.
year.
They were fraudulent to begin with.
Rams, Seahawks.
Not
Probably
fraudulent.
juggernaut,
They're
yeah.
gonna kill him. He can't throw a pass.
Well, and then think about
See,
the
now I'm
build-up.
kind of excited for the game. Now I'm kind of jacked for it. Now there's something on the line here.
Yeah, you're jacked up about me being wrong. That's all it is.
I'm depressed internally that football's almost gone,
Yeah, I'm
and so
with
I'm
you.
trying to get myself excited for all these games.
Well, we have a lot to get to today. We will talk about both of those games a lot. We will get to maybe some college football odds and ends.
Okay,
Maybe.
let's do it.
And pretty little good game from Shane Sharp.
That was pretty fun last night. Other than those stupid jerseys they keep wearing, they keep winning games.
I'm pretty convinced it's a mandate. I know the players are, quote unquote, they get to choose. Not every game, every night. There's no way they're choosing this.
We need to sell these.
We get it. You're trying to sell the same merch that you gave us 2 years ago. We understand what you're doing here.
We have some inventory left in the back room that we got to unload before
it's
Jody
just
sells
such
the
an
team.
ugly ass look that they wear those on our home court. It's embarrassing.
Once every 3 months, I could handle it, but it feels like it's every other home game at this point.
If you gave me a court that made it make sense,
sure, then it makes sense.
Like the Spurs do.
Yeah, make it fit.
Are the Spurs just super stupid rich? They can have a court for their weird alternate jersey. We can't.
No, the Warriors do too. Like when they wear those weird brown.
Yeah, they wear They have the weird brown floor that goes with it.
The carpet jersey, dude. We get it.
Just wear them on the road.
They're
airport jerseys.
How about
wear them when you're going through airports.
You realize our days are numbered with Jody Allen? You realize how exciting that is? That's like on the horizon. That's going to happen in the next 2 months.
There's a countdown clock you're happy about.
That is absolutely a countdown clock I'm happy about.
All right, well, let's start. Let's get it going. We've already been talking about the AFC title game. We have a lot to get to with the conference championship weekend. Dirt and Sprague, good to be with you on this Football Friday, 105.1 The Fan.
101 FM and 1080 AM.
The old Baltimore Ravens hired Jesse Minter yesterday.
They did. Yeah, it felt like that was the way they were going to go. Just a matter of time, and then you get the announcement. Not a shocker.
Some people view him as a Mike McDonald clone.
He's been a great defensive mind for a long time. He clearly knows the organization. He worked for the organization, been close to the Harbaughs for a long time. Made a lot of sense to go make that move.
It'd be funny if we, because for a while there, it felt like we got this run on young offensive geniuses, the Shanahans, McVays, LaFleur.
Mm-hmm. Ben Johnson. What if we went the other way with it? We had this like run of young, hot, smart, ahead of the game defensive guys. We got a few of them right now. One of them's in the NFC Championship game this weekend.
Yeah, he is.
Another one that people throw into that category just got hired in Tennessee. I know his first stint didn't go very well, but I don't put a lot of that on him. There always is going to be each side of the coin that you look at. It made sense to me, though, for Baltimore. We've talked about it at length since they moved on from Harbaugh and decided to part ways. Their issue the last 2 years has been defense. I know we all want to yell about Lamar Jackson and can he stay healthy in turnovers and can he win the big one. Their problem has been they've been pretty bad on one side of the ball. And so it made sense in that regard of you got an MVP at quarterback, you should be okay there. Go hire a defensive mind, fix that side, and maybe you're going to win a few more games.
So there were 10 openings, not at the start, but like when it started going that guys were getting fired. We had 10 openings. We have 5 filled now.
Okay, we're halfway done.
We're halfway there. We've got John Harbaugh and the Giants.
John Harbaugh.
Stefanski and the Falcons. Yep. Saleh and the Titans. Minter in the Ravens, and Hafley with the Dolphins. Which one are you liking the most so far?
Ooh.
Because I have one.
You got one that's head and shoulders. We're grading the off-season coaching hires. I love this, dude.
I like a couple of them, actually. But
I love the Minter move to Baltimore. I love the John Harbaugh move to New York. Those are probably the two that stand out most. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Saleh guy. I think the only issue or question I have about that is I have zero faith in the Tennessee Titans front office. Not front office, but ownership situation.
Sure.
So that's I think it's a great hire, but can they get out of their own way and make it a great hire? That's a lingering question in my mind.
I think the one that could end up being maybe the most surprisingly successful is Stefanski with the Falcons.
Why is that your opinion?
I think the Falcons have good offensive talent. We still don't know about Penix. If anybody's going to figure out Penix, I would think Stefanski's as equipped as anybody else, maybe short of McVay.
Because Shanahan can't do it.
Shanahan, yeah.
I love when defensive Sprague.
It's one of the.
Get you one of these, Brandon. Get you one of these.
It's
okay?
one of
Get you one of these.
Give
maybe
Stafford.
Maybe 2 of these. Maybe get you 2 of these.
Stafford, you have 2 of them.
You do have
so ridiculous.
You do have an ownership group.
Guy's never been to an AFC title game, but he's the quarterback whisperer of the entire league. Can't choose between Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders.
Guy got screwed, man. Failed quarterbacks.
Shanahan's going 5-3 in an 8-game stretch with Mac freaking Jones. But yeah, Stefanski, to your point, yeah, you're right.
I just think.
And McVay with his backup quarterback success.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep going, though.
I mean, he's the one that revitalized Baker Mayfield, was he not? Don't we give him credit for that? He was there for 8 days, and he totally turned his career around.
You know what
it
is, Swigart?
We give him the credit.
1, I always love that you do hate my team. But 2, I'm in a defensive mode right now. 1, my team just got their asses handed to them.
It backs you into a corner. It makes you start swinging.
But 2, I have a fairly large payout right at the horizon if my guy does get Coach of the Year. I got him at odds that made no sense at the earliest of points. And I put a 5 spot on that, and that payout somehow makes no sense in my brain.
That's like in a week and a half you find out,
We'll find out right
He's
around
a
the corner.
finalist, and so I'm pushing the propaganda because I need that ticket to cash.
Who are the finalists for Coach of the Year this year? I didn't see that yesterday. Did they announce it?
I believe it's him. It's Vrabel.
Yeah. Ben Johnson's got to be in there, right?
Ben Johnson's in it. I think McDonald's in it.
Okay.
Let me. I know
Liam
those
Cohen
3.
probably.
Oh, Liam Cohen. Thank you. There's 4.
I mean, it's one of the toughest years for Coach of the Year, in my mind, because you can make an argument for so many of these.
Yeah, but
guys.
him getting the division round, I think, helped him tremendously.
But don't they end voting before the regular season or before the postseason? I think votes are in.
Okay, so it's cut off already.
It's like
still him being in the playoffs is.
It's like a Heisman Trophy thing. You know, the votes are in after conference championship week. You don't get to count the playoffs.
So you think it's Stefanski because of the weapons they have and what he can develop with?
That, and I think also he's with an ownership group that is, I think more in touch with what's going on the football field and wanting to help. I don't see Arthur Blank meddling to the degree that the Haslams and that nonsense was going on. Not to say he doesn't insert himself at any one point. He has in the past, but it's not his nature to. I think he genuinely wants to figure out between his coaches and management what they think is the best idea and see how he can help.
I agree with that part of it. And I'll ask you, which team is going through a longer playoff drought, the Titans or the Falcons?
It'd be the Falcons.
It'd be the Falcons.
It's infinitely the Falcons.
Yeah. I mean, their last playoff run,
9 years.
Yeah, was the 28-3 Super Bowl, right? Did they get back after that?
They did not.
I think they got back and then lost their first game maybe the next year to Philly. Because I think in that Nick Foles run, didn't he beat Atlanta in a playoff game? They threw a touchdown at the end of the game, or they couldn't find Julio.
I don't remember them beating Atlanta, but you might be right on that.
Yeah, I felt like there was one. They didn't go on another playoff run.
It's 9 years. So we just do the math, like whatever that year was, it's
Vrabel
9
had
years.
Tennessee in the AFC title game a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they got to the divisional round the next year, 10-6. They have not been in the playoffs since 2017.
So it's been a while for them.
So, I actually agree with you, but, also, how do you explain that? That's not just some things didn't go our way. No, you made bad decisions. They hired Arthur Smith.
I think we underestimate the job that Stefanski did to keep the play. I mean, their offense at times was just due to the roster and the quarterback situation that I don't know how much say Stefanski had in who was coming and going at any point.
He definitely wanted Watson. There's no chance you're convincing me otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, to give up that much and trade that much for a guy, I think you'd have to have a little bit of a head nod and a thumbs up from the coach.
Agreement.
Yes. Yeah, we need to upgrade at this position. They made a total gamble and it backfired.
He kept that defense playing their asses off even when the offense couldn't do anything.
He kept it. He's an offensive guy.
Well, but you're the head coach. You have to keep your guys from, not just checking out and –
He's a very interesting coach because, some of what you're saying I agree with. I also don't have a lot of evidence about what you're saying.
No, I know.
He chose Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round.
Hey, easy.
He's a 5'7" quarterback.
There's nothing wrong with being sub 5'8", right? There's nothing wrong.
Is that not odd to you?
A lot of people are sub 5'8".
It was interesting, yeah.
Interesting? It's
I mean, to me, it reeked of
ridiculous.
This quarterback class was terrible. Tyler Shuck was a second-round
pick.
They needed one.
Pick somebody up the scrap heap.
Take a flyer on a guy.
That's the other thing. Doesn't him not picking up a Daniel Jones, a Sam Darnold, does that not make you kind of go, oh?
I don't think they had another $30 million laying around to pay a quarterback. They're already paying $190 million every year.
How much did Daniel Jones make this year?
I don't know what his contract was top of my head.
Daniel Jones is a $30 million guy.
Sam Darnold is. I know
Sam
that.
Darnold, yeah.
Sure, but you mentioned Sam Darnold there. I don't know how much Daniel Jones made this year. I don't think they had a lot of money laying around at that position because they're paying a guy who can't play $90 million.
So you're going to take a 5'7" quarterback in the 3rd round, but you can't swing the dice on or roll the dice on
Daniel Jones made $15 million this year.
That's nothing.
$15 million. I mean, again, I don't think they wanted to pay 2 quarterbacks $100 million. So I get the point.
Kind of an important position to care about.
I would tend to agree with you, and they're kind of screwed because they paid a guy who was a molester and keeps rupturing his Achilles. So it's hard to win when that's your situation at quarterback.
It is.
I don't know how to feel about Stefanski in Atlanta. I don't think it's a home run hire. I'm not going to say he's going to fail epically.
I don't know how to feel about him either.
I would say the biggest question in Atlanta is, does Penix have knees that will stay together? And if not, then you're doing exactly what we're talking about, and you're finding a journeyman or you're drafting another guy and you're starting over.
Well,
next year is the deciding year for Penix. If he can't stay healthy, you got to then get him.
Well, we can carry this over because I didn't give you who mine was. I'd say this, can you salvage Michael Penix?
Yeah, I mean, can you turn him into a
health thing?
You just got to play, and he's got to play well. He's got to stay healthy, and he's got to play well.
His completion percentage is terrible. Yep. He gets happy feet way too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He played out of the same formation every single play. Is he going to are they going to mix that up?
I tend to think that they will. I think they'll be a little bit smarter offensively than what they had under Raheem Morris.
Talk a little bit about this, and then we'll dive fully into the AFC, NFC championship games that are happening this week. And we'll get to the Blazers today. The hottest team in the NBA in the month of January. Do you know that?
Yes, they are. Best record in the league.
9-2 now in the new calendar year.
Look at us.
Break them up, baby.
Look at us. Let's talk more NFL coaching stuff next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Blazers above 500, 45 games into a season for the first time in 5 years after a 127-110 beating of the Heat. Shaedon Sharpe scored 24 of his 27 in the second half. But Denny Avdia had to leave the game in the third quarter. He re-aggravated his back injury, did not return. His status up in the air for tonight's game against the Raptors, who come to Moda Center at 7 o'clock. Toronto 3.5-point favorites. The Baltimore Ravens announcing Thursday they've hired Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter to be their next head coach. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Minter gets a 5-year contract. Conference Championship Sunday all set to go. This weekend in the NFL will start at noon in Denver. Broncos forced to go with backup QB Jared Stidham for the injured Bo Nix. Patriots 4.5-point favorites. At 3:30 in Seattle, the Seahawks look to get to their fourth Super Bowl hosting the LA Rams. Those two teams split their regular season series. Seahawks are 2.5-point favorites. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the 1080 AM.
It's a good football Friday. People yelling at each other, swag during a break. I could just dominate some donuts.
Yeah, somebody dropped some donuts off, man. Now I'm hungry for donuts, too. I don't even like donuts. Just thinking about them right now got me hungry.
It's the worst possible thing you could eat. There's, nothing
There's no
nutritionally.
redeemable quality
Not
about
at
it.
all. Other than it's good.
I could just hammer some maple bars right now.
Dude, some fat ass definitely eats jelly fill and goes, it's got fruit in it.
There's jelly in here, man. This is like crushed up raspberries and strawberries. What are you talking about?
I had fruit today.
It's a little sugary, but it counts.
I'll say this. We'll just move on, I should say, to the AFC title game. We'll talk, obviously, a lot about the NFC title game. I think, like, Mentor crushing it in Baltimore wouldn't shock me. He might be the next young, McDonald. Harbaugh, the Giants, giving stability. We'll see what Stefanski does with the Falcons. I think I like Saleh. Actually, I remember his Jet tenure, and I remember just going, like, the defense is utterly amazing. If they ever get a quarterback, this would be a threat.
It's what he's missing. And if he doesn't have it, it's hard to win.
And Rodgers pops the Achilles, and it never happens for him. So it's like, oh, you didn't win with Zach Wilson. How dare you? If Dayball ends up being his OC, I love that situation. And I know the ownership. I don't like the ownership group at all. I've been very vocal about them.
But if the quarterback hits, you can overcome it. A la Buffalo.
Yes, teams can overcome that all the time. If Cam Ward becomes a stud, that ownership group's not going to matter.
Cincinnati might have one of the worst owners in all of professional sports, and they've been to a Super Bowl and an AFC title in the last 5 years or 6 years.
Now, we've got Jared Stidham in an AFC title game this weekend.
We do.
I know that's kind of the bigger story for people of, like, is he going to be upright by the end of the game? Can he win it? Can you name the second-year quarterbacks that have made the Super Bowl?
The second-year quarterbacks that have made the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy, I believe, did it in year 2. Did he not?
Hold on a second here. Let me get my tab up.
Because I want to say year 1 he came in, and I think that was the year that he got hurt against Philly in the NFC title game when he took over halfway through the year, and I think in year 2 he made the Super Bowl. I believe Ben Roethlisberger is in this category.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Did not make it in year 1. He had one of the worst Super Bowl performances of all time, but, he just wins big games. Year 2. Was Brady in year 2 when they won?
Brady was.
Brady was in year 2 when they
that
won.
Was year 2 for Brady.
Okay, how long is the list? How long are we talking here? Have I got most of it, or is there like a lot more names? Because I'm starting to draw some blanks now.
By the way, here 1, 2.
And I'm fairly confident the
3.
Purdy one was year 2.
Yeah, no, they did not have it on this list, but you are correct.
Okay.
God, hold on.
Okay.
I got a million. It's like pop-ups.
You got those little tabs popping up.
It's the pop-ups that are.
Get them out of the way.
Okay.
Trying to look up a stat. Damn it.
All right, here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, Purdy. That was his second year. He got the NFC title game.
That was the NFC title game in year 2. That was the year they got hurt. Then how far did they go in year 1? Because they were really good when he took over halfway through the year. He was the next Tom Brady at the moment.
I believe year 1 was the year, was it not?
That they got to the Super Bowl?
I'm all out of sorts.
And then maybe the next year they went back and lost to
I
Philly?
should cut my mic and just not. Come back to the next segment.
Okay, hold on. So you say
because this website is not giving me. It's very confusing how they're listing Purdy.
Maybe I got my years mixed up. Maybe in year 1 they made the Super Bowl, and then in year 2 he got hurt against Philadelphia. So I might have switched that up. Maybe year 1 was the year that they lost to Kansas City, I guess. But I thought that was the year after that. I digress. Other young guys that have made it. Golly.
There's one guy that wasn't, like, super young, but it was his second year.
It was his second year as a starter?
Yeah.
Rodgers?
No.
Second year as a starter and you didn't know? Okay.
No. Think a little before Rodgers.
A little bit before.
One of the teams is in the AFC title game that this guy played for.
Kurt Warner?
Yeah, Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner.
35-year-old year 2 guy.
Yeah.
He's like one of those minor league baseball players that goes and wins a Heisman at the age of 29.
One guy lost the Super Bowl in his second year. We thought he'd get back. Never did.
Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Always thought he would go win another one, or win one, I should say.
One guy won the whole enchilada.
Who won the whole enchilada in year 2 that I haven't mentioned yet?
We didn't give him a lot of credit for him at the time, but became a pretty good player.
Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Because year 1 they went and lost. They beat the Redskins, if I remember correctly, and then lost, I think, the next week to Atlanta in the divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
How do I remember all this? I don't know. So, yeah, year 2, he didn't have to do a ton there. You know, when Denver implodes the way that they implode and you get pick sixes and punt returns and kick returns and all that, you don't have to do a lot. Now, how many more names are left? What am I, up to 5 or 6 here?
Yeah, you got so I'll just give it to you. Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Joe Burrow. I should have guessed that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty obvious one recently.
Some of these are easy to forget what year.
Because year 1 he got hurt, and then year 2 they came out of nowhere.
Did you say did Garoppolo get there in year 2?
No.
As a starter. He's also a weird, when do you classify him as a starter? Because he started, remember.
Not as a starter, just year 2 of their careers.
Oh, just year 2 of their careers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
the Rodgers guess would have been really stupid.
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick, year 2.
Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
All right, that's a pretty small list. Not a lot of guys have done it.
The hard thing of hosting a show is also trying to talk and look up information
At the same time, especially when something's not loading.
And I'm embarrassed to admit this. I don't know if Purdy's was year 2
I'm
or
pulling it up
if
right
he
now.
pulled up in his first year. Because
now
weren't they
I
talking
wanna
about
know.
rookie quarterbacks winning the Super Bowl?
So his rookie year, Brock Purdy started 9 games in 2022.
Oh, 2022?
And
So
the
that year
49ers
they
in
lost
2022 lost in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, championship
And
game.
year 2, they lost in the
Super
Super Bowl.
Okay,
so
there
he
you go.
did.
So you're right. There you go. Add Purdy to the list, too.
So his rookie year was the year that they got to Philly, and then all of their quarterbacks couldn't throw a football. And then in year 2, they went to the Super Bowl. They beat the Packers in the divisional round, come back against Love, and then they were trailing by, 20 against the Lions in the NFC title game and won the game.
So it's just not a very long list in
No.
NFL history, and Drake May might be the guy to be able to do it.
He absolutely could.
It might be a name, and right now a lot of people are thinking that they're going to do that.
A lot of people picking him to win the game. I don't blame them.
I know Kyle Brandt is somebody of ESPN and NFL Network that believes in the Stidham, Hostetler, Nick Foles, like the dream thing. You fill in, you win. Oh, he used Kurt Warner, I think, as an example.
Yeah, Trent Green gets hurt. Here comes this guy nobody's ever heard of.
The hard thing, because I'm trying to see it from both sides. Like, I can see the angle of Denver.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the defense maybe having their best game in 7 weeks and bogging down Drake May. And, okay, Denver got a run game and Stidham doesn't need to be amazing to win the football game. The other thing that I keep going against in my own brain is the idea that this is like any of those other examples.
It's hard to compute because I gave you the stat earlier about home underdogs in conference title games and how many of those teams were playing a quarterback that had not made a start in 3 years in a regular season game. So it's just an absolute
part
outlier.
Of the stat is crazy to me.
Here's the angle that I would go down. I'm not picking Denver to win the game. This is more of a gambling angle of can they make it close?
It's a close football game.
Right? Can it just be a one possession game?
Yes.
By the way, the last time there was a home dog in the AFC title game was ironically Denver with Peyton Manning. They were a home dog to New England and they won the game. And Peyton Manning couldn't complete a forward pass essentially in that game. And that Bronco team went on to win the Super Bowl. Defensively, they're not as good this year as they were back then. Here's the angles that I would throw at you for how does Denver make this a game and it's not a blowout that some people think it'll be. Mm-hmm. J.K. Dobbins is going to be back, which helps their running game. Denver, I believe, leads the NFL in sacks this year. I think they have more sacks than any team in the NFL.
They do.
What's something that New England has struggled mightily with in their first 2 playoff games. Mm-hmm. Now, do I think Denver has the same pass rush as Houston? No, but are they comparable to the Chargers? I would say yeah. How many times did the Chargers sack May in the wild card round?
Yeah, but Will Campbell is coming off of an awful.
Will Campbell's been terrible. This is my point.
Game.
Denver's getting after, they can get after Drake May, and he can turn the ball over. He has turned the ball over in his 2 playoff games, and so. Even with the Chargers being incredibly inept offensively, partially because Herbert was really bad in the game, and partially because their offensive line is terrible.
Well,
that was still that was a close game until the fourth quarter.
Mostly because of the offensive line.
Sure.
Herbert did miss throws. It was mostly how bad the
totally
offensive
fair.
line was.
But that was a one possession game. Then they finally broke it open. And what was the final? 16-3 or 19-3 or whatever it ended up being. Mm-hmm. And even with C.J. Stroud having literally the worst playoff performance from a quarterback that we've seen since Kerry Collins in 2000, that was still a one possession game in the second half.
A diving one-handed catch
home,
away from being
mind
a one
you.
possession
Now,
game.
so you got a young team who's never been there that's now going on the road, and you have this Denver group that's kind of rallying together, backup quarterback. You get 5% extra out of everybody.
Look at you're selling me on it.
That's the angle that I could see. I'm not necessarily going to pick Denver to win the game. And partially is maybe I'm just doubting New England to my end here, and they're going to win the Super Bowl and make me look like an absolute idiot. That's happened before in the playoffs for me. Hell, it happened last year with Philadelphia. I kept picking them to lose. I picked Kansas City in the Super Bowl, and they were up 34-0 in the first half. So maybe they've just become that new team for me. But on the road in Denver, tough atmosphere. First time they've gone on the road in the playoffs as a team with all these young pieces. I could see them struggling in that environment.
A couple more things I want to get to with the AFC title game. We'll kind of go in and out of conference championship weekend. Also, Rams Seahawks. We got to talk about that at the top of the hour. Dive fully into the NFC title game as well. Dirt and Sprague back with more. It is 6:46 on 105.1 The Fan. You know, I know there's a lot of like, do you believe in Stidham and the Patriots? Maybe resume isn't as stout as other teams with really good records. The one thing I would say, though, is as difficult as it's been at times for New England's offense. You mentioned against the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I will die with the opinion the Texans' defense this year I thought was
elite.
One of the best groups I've ever seen. I really believe they were that good. They just got no help offensively.
Weather also impacted that game. It was coming down rain at first, switching to snow, so the elements played an impact too.
Like, we do have an example, though, of that team taking on two pretty damn good defenses, one of the best ones.
Yeah, no doubt.
And persevering through whatever hiccups they're dealing with Will Campbell. I don't think you can have as many fumbles as you did last game and survive that and get lucky and recover all of them.
It's been a problem for him through both playoff games, but yeah.
But what I would say, too, is like it's not just that Stidham hasn't thrown in since 2023 or only has 4 starts. It is also that, like, I think New England's defense has taken a real, like, legitimate step, not just in the last 2 weeks. Like, we're looking on a month and a half here.
Sure.
Where I look at New England's defense, and they've increased their blitz rate from 16.5% to 29.8%, so basically 30 in the playoffs. Bo Nix can scramble out of that and roll out and hit somebody downfield.
Yeah, he's a great athlete, underrated athlete. That's not the strength of Jarrett Stidham's game.
Jarrett Stidham, not so much. So, like, as much as we can talk about Denver's pass rush and the shakiness of New England's offensive line, very fair things to talk about in a preview.
Mm-hmm.
I think I lean more the other way of, like, it's not just that I don't trust a quarterback who's had no reps all year, unlike all the names people like to comp him to. It's that I think New England's defense is pretty damn good, and they're getting to quarterbacks right now. And if you're not mobile, Stidham is not.
No, he is not.
It seems like that's going to be a absolute problem for you on Sunday.
I don't disagree with the point at all, and I've seen a lot of that argument made this week that their defense is peaking at the right time. And again, I'm just going to die on this hill, probably be wrong, so go ahead and make fun of me on Monday. I already know how this is going to go. They're going to kill them, and then we're going to come in and say, see, that game was terrible. Here's New England. They're going to win another Super Bowl. The only thing that I'll say in the face of that, because all the numbers and metrics point exactly to what you're arguing, they have been dominant through the first 2 playoff games. I look at their last 2 regular season games, so if you want to say this is a stretch of games that they played good football, they were against the Jets and the Dolphins.
I know.
The games before that, they gave up 35 to the Bills and lost, and they gave up 24 to the Ravens and won 28-24 in a comeback. That was a really good game late in the year. You then get to the playoffs, and you play a team with literally the worst offensive line we've seen in the NFL postseason in the last 30 years, and then you play the Texans, who were without what? Multiple starters on the offensive line, their number 1 wide receiver, and then their number 1 tight end got hurt at one point in the game. Now you're going into an AFC title game where you're not playing the starting quarterback of the other team. So this is going to become one of the most generationally lucky runs for a team in the playoffs that we have ever seen. To go from Chargers no offensive line, Texans bang to hell when they get to that game, to the starting quarterback of the other team out. Like, it's ridiculous that they've been gifted this amount of luck in one playoff run. This is something teams beg for decades, and they were already gifted Tom Brady for 20 years. So maybe that's part of my take on it too, but I also don't think Denver is as bad up front as the Chargers were and the Texans were in those games.
No, their offensive line is way better.
Offensive line is way better, and so the pass rush and getting to the quarterback, maybe they do because Stidham just hasn't played and he's got a lot of rust and he can't move around very well in the pocket. That point might be valid. The offensive line for Denver will be significantly better than the last 2 that they played.
That's totally fine. I don't disagree with that part of it. I would just counter, like, first of all, putting Buffalo in it. What was the first half of that game?
They were getting killed. Buffalo was getting killed.
Right, and Buffalo has one of the biggest unicorns in NFL history.
Superman at quarterback, yeah.
Ask Denver's defense about trying to contain Josh Allen. Didn't go very well for them, even though he turned the ball over a ton. He still put them in a position to win the game, scored 30 freaking points on that unit.
They didn't punt the entire game.
But see, that's kind of where I'm thinking of, like, I know May is not Allen. Obviously, you're going to have a drop-off in some degrees there.
Yeah.
But I have not been very impressed with Denver's defense now for a while.
Don't blame me at all for
They're
that
on a
take.
run of not being exceptional the way they started out. Like, Seattle's defense, they retained the scoring title defensively in the lowest amount of points. Texans were just barely behind them, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't view Denver as that kind of group.
No, I don't either. I'm with you there.
So, like,
I think their pass rush can be really good at times, and maybe that ends up being the difference maker in the game. But I agree with you from top to bottom.
But Allen got just knocked all over the field at Jacksonville. That wasn't really the case in Denver.
No, they were much more balanced offensively. Cook ran all over them.
And I think almost every football fan not like paying attention to every metric or game would have probably told you going to the playoffs, Denver's defense is better than Jacksonville's. But I saw a lot of evidence that looked like Jacksonville was getting to him more than Denver did. So my whole thing is just not simply Denver can't or it's an impossibility. It's that I just don't think that defense is as stellar as it started. I'm not putting a lot of stock in Stidham, and I think New England's defense is really catching fire here. Now, Campbell's going to be a liability.
Yeah, he's been really bad in their first. He's a rookie, so you give him benefit of the doubt, but he's been really bad in their playoff games.
And a lot of what we talk about when we preview or discuss these games that we have not watched yet is coaches. Peyton Vrabel, man, it's a
juicy little matchup.
That's a fun matchup. One old, savvy.
One guy's playing with his hand tied behind his back because he's got a quarterback who hasn't played a game in 2 years, but yes.
But he's had success with backup quarterbacks, actually.
He has.
So what is he scheming up this week, and how's he trying to make changes? And then on the other side, it's like Vrabel's kind of just known as the rah-rah guy. But, dude, to have this kind of season ain't just rah-rah. It's like you know what you're doing inside that building. And, oh, by the way, has one of the best OCs the NFL's had in, like, the last 20 years. Not a good head coach, but a phenomenal OC who's had all this tape.
Nobody denies that.
And tries to scheme up ways to not put Will Campbell in a bad spot to get the ball out quicker. So we can discuss this more as we go on. Loaded second hour. Seahawks-Rams as well. NFC title game. Dirt and Sprague, Hour 2, 105.1 The Fan.
Now, Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys you can put your trust in. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, Shaden Sharp had 24 of his 27 points in the second half, leading the Blazers to a 127-110 victory over the Heat. They are above 500, 45 games into a season for the first time in 5 years. The concern is for Denny Avdia, who aggravated his back injury early in the third quarter, did not return. His status uncertain for tonight's game against the Raptors at Moda Center at 7 o'clock. Toronto 3.5-point favorites. The Baltimore Ravens announced Thursday they have hired Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter to be their next head coach. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Minter will get a 5-year contract. We will find out Sunday who is headed to Super Bowl 60. AFC title game set for noon in Denver. Broncos have to go with backup Jared Stidham at quarterback for the injured Bo Nix. Patriots 4.5-point favorites. Then at 3:30 in Seattle, Seahawks trying to get to their 4th Super Bowl, hosting the Rams after the two teams split their 2 regular season games. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites. Scotty Scheffler with a bogey-free 9 under 63 in round 1 of the American Express has him 1 shot out of the lead. Round 2 will start at 8:30 this morning. Min Woo Lee and Pearson Cody, your leaders at 10 under par. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with
Back in hour 2, during Sprague here, 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. Good morning. The Odyssey app, 1080 AM, YouTube. You name it, we're there. Happy Football Friday, your second to last Football Friday of the year.
It's almost over, man. Soak it up while it lasts. It's going to be gone for a long time.
Yes, it is. A lot in the first hour. We talked mostly about the AFC title game.
Yeah.
With the Stidham fill-in for Knicks and New England. We can get to the coaching stuff at some point today, too.
It's the lesser of the 2 games. We all acknowledge that that's the one we're going to watch. Yeah, let's see what we got, Denver. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully this ends up being a good game. But the second half of that doubleheader is taking all the attention and eyeballs.
There's no doubt about it. The Rams-Seahawks game, biggest game of the weekend. For many people, whether you're a fan or not a fan, I feel like the big narrative this week is this is the Super Bowl for people.
For me, it is. Maybe we end up being wrong there, but whoever wins this game, I will pick to beat whoever comes out of the AFC.
So I certainly feel the same way as you, but also to use your own logic in the AFC title game.
Go for it.
New England, if New England does do what people think they do and they
just
win,
crush Denver and it's 31-7 and the
you're not
going to
Denver Bronco your way into New England
I'm not
being
gonna
in a
do
close
it.
Super Bowl?
I'm not going to do it just because I have felt for a long time like these are the 2 best teams in the NFC, and I wasn't quite sure who the best team in the AFC was because there's been a bit of a hole there at the top of the conference. And I think from top to bottom, both sides of the ball, the way the Rams and Seahawks are playing, I would take that over New England right now. But certainly have been wrong before and very likely would be wrong again.
Well, it's Friday. We're getting ready for this game. Dark Side versus Stafford. Are they going to get to him?
Uh-oh.
Is that a good nickname for a defense, Dark Side?
I mean, it's not bad. It's not Legion of Boom, that's for sure. I got a problem with trying to already name a defense when you already had a name for a defense 10 years ago. How about just the Seahawks defense? Do we need a nickname for everything?
Did we name the Philly defense last year? Because that unit was pretty damn good.
That unit was up 34-0 on one of the greatest dynasties we've ever seen in the history of the NFL.
They may have ended it.
They don't have a nickname. So
No.
I don't know if Seattle's quite nickname worthy for me yet. If they win a Super Bowl because their defense plays dominant this weekend and then dominates a Super Bowl, I think I'm more willing to allow them the Darkness nickname. But until then, a little premature.
What is more likely?
What if Stafford comes out and throws for 400 yards on him again, like the last time he was in Seattle, and Puka has 220 and 2 touchdowns, and they give up 38 points? Are they still Darkness then?
That's a fair thing to ask. Yeah, that's a fair thing to ask, I think.
I think they're very good defensively, but I don't think this is the 1985 Bears, nor do I think this is the 2014 Seattle Seahawks.
Really?
I do not feel that way
You're
about
say that
them.
about them, huh?
I am going to say
I'm
that
gonna
about
let them know up north what you're saying.
You fly that flagpole up. You tell them, baby. Let them know. Bulletin board material in Portland.
Yeah, the Seahawks, I'm very curious, obviously, to see what Sam Darnold's going to do this weekend.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of turnover problems against this Ram-specific unit.
Well, if the Darkness plays, they don't need Sam Darnold to do a lot, right?
Well,
Because the Darkness should just dominate the game.
Just hold on to the football.
Just
and
run the
punt.
ball and punt. That's all you need. Darkness will
You
win
got
the game for
Shaheed
you.
returning kicks for touchdowns.
so
That's all you need. Special teams and defensive touchdowns will win you the game.
only 2 teams on the Seattle Seahawks this year have scored 30 points on the defense.
Ooh, I know the Rams are one of them.
Rams
in
are
that
one of them.
In that Thursday night game.
Yep,
Another team that scored
38-37.
30 on the Sea. Who else got to 30 on them this year?
You know, it's never going to be in the conversation all time. It was a great football game.
Great football game got to 30.
Somewhat
It's not the Niner game. I know that.
Early.
Both their games were very low
early.
scoring. Somewhat early. Jacksonville didn't do. No, it wasn't Jacksonville. They beat
was a home
Jacksonville.
game.
It was a home game. Who got to 30 in Seattle? I'm drawing blanks. I got another.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa hung 30 on them
Remember
in their
that
own
game?
building. I do, yeah.
38-35.
Now that you bring it up, I'm kind of remembering it.
That was a great game.
That was a nice little juicy shootout early on in the season.
That also ended with a Darnold interception, didn't it?
That it did. I think he got
And
hit
then they
right as
kicked
he
the field
threw
goal?
it, and he threw the pick
Yeah.
on his own 40-ish yard line, and then Tampa kicked a field goal to win the game, if I remember correctly.
Was that a game where the Seahawks couldn't run the football to save their lives? Am I misremembering? Or
Let
They
me
scored
check box
35, so I don't know how bad they were running the ball. Their box score, they
JSN was awesome in that game.
had a buck 22, 20 carries for 122 yards. It wasn't
Yeah,
terrible.
Walker had
okay.
86 yards on 10 carries.
Darnold had
Oh, okay.
341 and 4 tuds. That was
Yeah.
a big game for Darnold until he threw the pick at the end of the game.
That was the Egbuka return game. That was his homecoming game.
yeah.
And he had 7 catches, 163, and a tutty.
Before Tampa was decimated by injuries, and they were 4-1 early in the season, and we all thought, this team might be making a lot of noise in the NFC.
Well, I think that's the interesting thing that I find about the Seahawks. As a listener was telling us we should talking about the Seahawks more, and I'm like, I feel like
Who's going to raise that 12s flag on Sunday?
well, Baldwin raised it last game.
Yeah.
They have a thing up there. I hate that I know this. This pisses me off that I know this.
What pisses you off? That
Every time they're in the NFC title game, the owner raises the flag, and they're undefeated in home NFC title games. Do you know that, Brandon?
Are they
Oh,
rolling?
Jody's gonna
They're
roll?
rolling.
That's what they're
Jodes out
saying.
there?
They're assuming that Jody will
It'd be funny
roll
if
out
Bert
there.
did it.
I'm actually the one running the show here. Can we get AI Paul to do it?
So Jody's gonna raise the flag?
They have not
Don't
announced
you need
yet.
somebody that's gonna fire the crowd up?
Well, what do? Do you go in the face of an undefeated winning streak? Are you gonna buck that trend?
I'm just not a person
Are
who
you-
believes that
You know
that's
what Crash
the reason
Davis
they.
said about a winning streak?
You don't exactly.
You don't F with the winning streak.
I
Keep
just
your
don't.
underwear on.
I don't believe that that's a thing. That's why they've won those games. Is they've done the
That's
same
the
flag
only reason
raiser.
they've won those games. The only reason.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'd run Richard Sherman out there if it was me, but
Well, they did Baldwin, so yeah, maybe Marshawn. Has Marshawn done it yet?
I have no idea.
You need somebody that's going to
Yeah.
fire them up
You know,
like Baldwin.
I
Was
think
getting
Marshawn-
going.
Believe this or
done
not,
it.
in Portland, I don't follow Seattle flag raisers very closely. I don't.
You just gave me the flag raising information.
For NFC Championship.
You're the
way
one.
more about it
Yeah.
than I
Yeah,
did.
I didn't know that.
Hey. I just saw a stupid tweet from somebody who was like, the owner's undefeated when they raise the flag up in the NFC title game.
You have such a weird thing with this. You hate everything Seattle.
Everything about him.
Everything
Everything
Seattle.
about him, yeah.
And we also have people that also kind of live with you in that, but then also they're Seahawk fans.
Yeah, it's a really weird time. We had to do this all fall when the Mariners were on their playoff run, and we have to act like we care and have to talk about them every day when it means nothing to me. And I know there's Mariner fans that listen. I don't live in that city. Go listen to KJR, buddy, if that's what you want.
Well, okay, so let me ask you this, because
Yeah.
I cite the Tampa Bay game. That was for 38-35. Seattle fell to 3-2. They were 1-2 at home at that point. They had lost 2 of the first 3.
That was in that moment we were talking about. Why can't they win home games?
Yes.
And opposing fans were coming in and taking over their stadium.
Well, and that's a thing that I think is like, we look back now, they absolutely handled the Niners last week in the divisional round. We talk about them at home as if I don't know. Like, they beat the Texans 27-19. You just look at the home slate. Vikings, Titans, Falcons.
And the Vikings game,
Colts.
that was a Max Brosmer special from Minnesota when they were in town.
Look at the home slate here, and they lost to the Niners, and then they lost to the Bucks.
Are we doing strength of schedule right now? What's
No,
their FPI?
not the strength of schedule. I'm just talking about the home field advantage. Like, do we buy the home field advantage?
I mean, it certainly
makes
will
or
be.
breaks it the way that it you could feel it in 2014, dude. You
could
could watch that game, and it had those vibes at the start of the Niner game. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, there's a chunk of Niner fans there, but it wasn't what it was in a regular season game.
But this is also a Ram team that, you beat them at home coincidentally. They didn't really have a problem.
I mean, the Rams just went
operating.
on the road to Chicago in a building that they've been starved for playoff success in a brutally tough environment and found a way to win the game.
They've been on the road for 2 playoff games.
To be honest, the game shouldn't have gone to overtime if they just don't give up a touchdown with 18 seconds to go. They win the game 17-10 in regulation, and the rest of it's kind of a moot point. I don't know. I brought this up yesterday. Like I have mixed emotions on Seattle. My fandom aside, or what I root for or don't root for, I certainly understand they're a very good football team. And I have argued for weeks that these are the two best teams in the NFC, and I think that's been pretty evident for the majority of the year. The Niners were banged to hell. The Eagles' offense is incompetent. The Packers look like it early and then weren't. The Bucs got off to a good start and then got decimated by injuries. Like, we've been kind of careening towards this being an NFC championship game, barring them having to play each other in the divisional round for quite a while. But I also look at them and I say the last 2 times that we've seen them play a game were against a banged-up and beleaguered 49ers squad. And going into the first game, we didn't feel like they were going to dominate the game. I wasn't shocked that they were going to win it. But the Niners were scoring a lot of points on people going into that game, and Seattle's defense certainly shut them down. I think the argument that I would make this weekend, it's a much different challenge, man. Like, the Rams, if the Rams are going into this game without a top offensive lineman, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and whoever else you want to throw in there, then sure, I would feel the way I felt about the wild card game. They've only played the 49ers in the last month basically of the season because it was their last game of the regular season. They had a bye, and then they played them again in the divisional round of the playoffs. And so it's just a different animal. I think the Rams are a little more battle tested going on the road and winning a couple playoff games coming in. And so I'm not of this opinion that the Seahawks would just dominate everybody defensively and nobody's going to score.
Well,
on them.
you're going to hate that I say this. I can already tell.
Go ahead, do it.
They do have a common opponent in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They destroyed Carolina.
They did. I mean, let's also.
And the Rams struggled to beat Carolina.
No doubt about it. They
in
also
the
lost to
wild card.
Carolina in the regular season. So, you're not wrong there. Let's also not forget that game and the way it went. I mean, that was a really ugly, low-scoring game when they were in Carolina, and then Bryce Young turned it over twice on his own 30-yard line, and Seattle opened it up.
Is it? I mean, it's a perfectly normal thing to say that both these teams have very weird qualities. Do they not?
Very weird qualities.
Like, we know Seattle's defense can be elite. I don't know if it's as Legion of Boom elite as people are trying to tell themselves it is.
Hence the last time the Rams were in their building.
Yeah. Also, the Rams are kind of stupid.
Very stupid.
And I can't
Are they
make
good
sense-
defensively? Because I certainly wouldn't argue that they are right now, but I think they're capable of being better. They've shown that they can be better.
Well, what's going on? Like Stafford last weekend, what we overlooked there, he had the drive and they win the game. I think his completion percentage was 50%.
It was pretty ugly. Now, conditions were not great. Wind's blowing. You're playing in the snow. It's
the Seattle game. Use the Seattle game. They score 37 points in that game. So on the scoreboard, you're like, oh, man, utter dominance. Their last 3-4 possessions of that game, it
Couldn't
was
do anything.
3 out, 3 out, 3 out. It's over.
Could not do anything.
Now,
Could not run the ball when they needed to.
They haven't sacked him yet, but when he started going 3 and out is exactly the key to the game this weekend when Seattle got pressure on him.
No doubt.
And so is that going to happen? Are they going to finally get to Matt Stafford this weekend?
I also look at them, are they going to – because I think you brought up a point earlier in the week that I would be concerned about as a Rams fan. I thought McVay turtled a little bit in the Chicago game.
Yes.
Running the ball on third down before the 2-minute warning with Stafford as your quarterback is just
On
inexcusable.
3rd and 10, you win the game.
If you go back to that last time that they played when Seattle was in the midst of making that big comeback, they were having a really hard time running the football against the Seahawks at that point in the game. And I want to say every single drive it was like run, 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes a pass
Right.
rush. Run, 3rd and 10. Here comes a pass rush.
He
And they
became
were-
too predictable.
Exactly. And so they were just trying to run out the clock, and then you had the punt return that was mixed in there. And so it kind of snowballed downhill for him. But McVay, for as good as he is, and he's one of the best coaches in the league, we all acknowledge that, he's gotten a little conservative in bigger moments that would leave me slightly concerned as a Rams
Well,
fan.
let's talk about that element of the matchup because I am interested in it. Is Sean McVay going to get in the way, or is he going to make changes to what he did and how he coached last weekend? Like, he gets a win, but is he going to make any changes to the way that his approach has been here kind of at the back end of games? So we'll talk about that. Hour number 2 rolls on. Dirt and Sprague, 105.1 The Fan.
AM.
All right, welcome back in. A Donut Friday here on 105.1 The Fan. I'm not more of a... I like a donut. Donuts are my weakness, but I'm more of a fritter man.
Your fritter guy over there?
Oh, dude, you give me a fritter?
Fritter Sprague.
I'm all in. We're talking Rams-Seahawks.
Can't wait, man. It's going to be an awesome game.
Yeah. I love reacting to what I watch more so than giving you like 18 different parts of what could happen in the game and then going, oh.
You're telling me you don't know what's going to play out this weekend? You can't see into the future. Is that what you're telling me right now? I don't buy it, man.
Is football the worst sport to preview?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. We
You
love
wanna
to
preview
talk
a baseball
about
game?
it.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of...
I think they're all the same. We have no clue how any of them are going to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're all pretty identical.
We all said the Dodgers were going to win the World Series before anything was played in the playoffs.
Did you pick a guy hitting ninth in the lineup who hadn't had a hit in 6 months to hit the go-ahead home run in Game 7 of the World Series? Did you have that on your bingo card? Did you preview that in the game?
No, I didn't.
Okay, just checking.
I also didn't preview my producer skipping watching his team live Game 7, one of the greatest Game 7s ever.
Did we preview the Indiana Pacers getting the NBA Finals last year going into the playoffs?
Damn right we did.
Sure.
Yeah, we did.
We
called it.
We have no clue what's going to happen. That's the beauty of it. We turn it on and then we react how wrong we were.
You're feisty today. I got a feisty energy coming from you.
I'm feisty. I'm swinging today.
What's going on?
Nothing. I just have fired up on a football Friday. I might as well be feisty. What else is there to be feisty about after this is all over?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Blazers? I will remember you.
The Blazers?
I'll be feisty the day Jody's out. I'm fired up for that. That'll be a big day on the show.
Well, so Sean McVay, I asked Swag during the break, because, Sprague and Line. By the way, get the Sprague and Line sponsors in.
Got to get him in.
503-864-6326.
Did I make up some more ground last week? I thought I went
Not on me.
2-1.
It'd be on him.
You went 1-2 last week, Jason Swigard.
Oh.
Let me hold on. Let me make sure I got my picks right. You took the Bills.
Yeah, that one I knew.
You took the Seahawks. They covered.
Right.
And didn't the over of Texans and Patriots
the
hit?
under.
Didn't the over hit in the game? It was 40.5. What was the total?
Which game?
You took the under, according to my show sheet.
You took under in Texans
Under
Pats.
of 40.5 in Texans and Pats.
What was the final?
Did I have that? Maybe I added the math wrong. Maybe I did. Let me check.
No,
here.
he took the under.
I took the under.
He's been on the under train
38 or something.
Was it 38? Maybe, yeah, I might have added wrong. That might be on me. Hold on, let me double check. What was the final of the game? It was 28-16. That's over 40 points, is it not? So you were 1-2.
Damn, you went from thinking all week you were 2-1 to a 1-2 weekend.
Well, I thought I took the under on the Bears game, but
no,
you
did not.
I did not remember.
According to my show sheet, that was
No,
not
that's
the game
fine.
that I wrote
I
down.
couldn't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I
Well,
also went 1-2. You didn't make up any ground. I missed on the Rams and the Texans. I took the Bears Rams under at 48.
All right. Sprague and Line recaps brought to you every Friday by three guys who forget their
math.
picks.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this, though, because I asked him, where he was leaning on this game. I told you where I'm leaning.
Yes.
I'm doing the same thing. I feel like I've been doing it all playoffs, where I'm feeling a certain way, and then by, Thursday, I just start, going the other way.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning Seahawks.
Seems like a good bet. They're at home.
Well, I asked him that. To me, it's just about, I don't know. It's not even a home thing, per
That
se.
game's just, it's a flip of the coin,
They're
no
close.
matter how you want to define it. And I don't blame anybody for saying I'm going to take the team at home.
Back and forth.
But he brought up an interesting point, and I think I would imagine Seahawk fan feels the same way of, he thinks the Seahawks have more to clean up, to improve upon. And he said, well, what can the Rams do? And for the Rams, one, I'm not going to act like their offense couldn't play better than they did the first time they played in L.A.
Yeah, they were not good that first matchup.
And even in the second game, they're up 16. Shaheed gets the return. Here we go. We're only down 8. Oh, boom, they've tied the game. I would say finish. It's been their biggest problem all year. Finish football games.
You got a foot on the throat. You got to stomp it down.
When you're up, you got to close that game out. You can't let teams linger and then have 3 straight 3-and-outs. So I think Seahawk fan probably agrees with that takeaway of we have more we can clean up, so we have more room to be better.
Yeah.
Whereas the other side is well, the Rams scored a lot of points and won one of the 2 games. And I think on the other side, the Rams have things that you could easily point to and say they can be better.
So the argument is they have things to clean up from the 2 matchups in the regular season, or they got more to clean up from last week in the playoffs?
No, matchups in the regular season.
Matchups in the regular season.
No,
okay.
they looked pretty good last week.
They look pretty, yeah. From the opening kickoff to the end of the game, there wasn't a lot to clean. That's why I was just make sure we're on the same page here. I'm what do they have to clean up from last
from
week?
the 2 regular season Rams.
It was over 8 seconds in.
That video GIF people use of the child in the wheelchair that's rolling down the mountain and he goes off the cliff into the water. That was the Seahawks with the Niners.
They were home. The Niners were Homer's dad walking into the bar, putting the hat down and walking out. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next year.
We wanted you. No, we didn't.
No,
See you later.
we did not want the outcome of that game. game. I agree with the point, though, on having more to clean up in the first two games, just mainly because I think if you go back and watched it and you have an unbiased view of the game, I think it's pretty fair to assess that the Rams were the better team in the majority of the two games. The encouraging part for Seattle that I brought up all week is that you could easily be 2-0 against them. You hit a 60-yarder, you're 2-0 against them, and I would say for the majority of the games, the Rams are the better team. So it's the idea that you don't have to play perfect in order to beat the Rams. You've had a game where actually both games your quarterbacks turned the ball over at a high volume, and you still almost won both games, and you did indeed win the second time.
The Rams can also say that, though.
That's the beauty of this matchup, and that's why it's so fun, is that the Rams should be 2-0. They feel like they should have won both games, and they should have won the first game by a wider margin if they convert some of those turnovers into points when they're in L.A., and then they don't allow a punt return for a touchdown and a snowball comeback on the second time they're playing when they're dominating the game in the second half. And so that's why it's a really fun matchup. You got a defensive coach versus an offensive coach. You have a number one defense versus a number one offense. Those usually lean in the direction of the number one defense. There was a number floating around. Let me pull this up. I saw it yesterday, and we know this. What's the old saying? Defense wins championships, right? So when you have the number one defense, you feel a little bit better about your chances. They are, hold on, give me a second. It's the 9th game since 1970 in the conference championship or later between the number one scoring offense and the number one scoring defense. The number one scoring defense is 7-1 in the previous 8 matchups.
Yeah.
So again, similar to what I brought you, the Denver stat of the home underdogs of 4+ points, they're undefeated. None of that has any bearing on this game, but there's a historical precedent that tells you the number one scoring defense wins the majority of these matchups.
I love that you gave me that stat.
Seattle, by the way, was one of those teams when they played the Broncos in the Super Bowl. They were the number one scoring defense. Denver was the number one scoring offense, and the game was over after the first snap.
The Rams on Sunday, if they win, they'd be the 6th team in NFL history to win 3 straight road games within a postseason. And here's
That's a wild
here's
stat.
an interesting thing, too. It's a big talking point to me. We know the Seahawks defense is good.
We do.
If you look at, just use air yards, right? The Rams averaged 8.9 air yards per attempt. The Seahawks only allows 4.7. So this defense clamps down. We've mentioned before, they don't need to blitz a whole lot. I think they had the 9th fewest blitzes in the NFL, and they were top 10 in sacks. It's like they don't need to generate pressure. They have pressure.
Right. Yeah.
It's there. What's interesting is how much the conversation seems to be from a national and local standpoint. The Seahawks defense, Stafford. The Seahawks defense, Stafford. How many turnovers that Rams defense been producing in these 2 games? We're not.
Yeah.
I don't think, and they're not. Now they're going to be down. Now Kenneth Walker's their better back, I think, for most people.
He's been better in both the games against the Rams, too, if I'm not mistaken.
But they're down to Charbonnet.
They are.
Yes.
They're down to Charbonnet. And so does that play a factor? If they can somewhat limit JSN, is it the Cooper Kupp game? Is it A.J. Barner?
Well,
like,
Charbonnet's their guy that
AJ
goes more
Barner.
between the tackles. So on short yardage situations, are we going to see more Barner and their version of the tush push? Do they do something differently?
is Shaheed going to be maybe a fill-in running back
Are we going to
hybrid,
see
right?
fly sweeps with him? What are they going to do? Do
So-
they try to go to the tight end more when it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situations where a lot of times they just give it to Charbonnet and go up the middle?
I know Seattle media, this is in their backyard, right? They've addressed every element. I listen to a lot of the national stuff, and I am very curious of that side, that matchup, because the Rams at times last week, and I know the weather plays a factor here, they looked amazing. And then Caleb backs up 35 yards, and there's just a guy wide open.
The hell was that,
And it's an amazing play by Caleb and the Bears, but
You're just falling asleep in the end zone, not paying attention with 18 seconds to go on 4th down.
So we're paying a lot of attention, and rightfully so, to the Seahawks' great defense against the Rams' great offense, to your point on the number one versus number one.
It's also the strengths of the head coaches, right? So that's the main matchup.
I kind of think the biggest here is more so the reverse. I think it's the Seattle offense now down a back, and it's the Ram defense that at times you go, yeah, there's that group, and then other times you go, what are you doing?
It's one of those weird games where when you look at the sum of the parts, I trust Seattle more than I trust L.A. And then when I look at the most important position on the field, I trust L.A. significantly more than I trust Seattle. And what wins out?
Well, Seattle, some of the parts, here's another thing, too, and we're already against it. Special teams.
Special teams has been, and the
Clearly
Rams
in
special teams
Seattle's
has been a
advantage. Awful.
disaster.
That guy-
Unmitigated disaster all year.
Have they fired that guy, or is that guy clearly going to be the guy who gets fired after winning a Super Bowl?
He's going to get turfed. Their special teams have been terrible.
It's so bad.
Hey, a little piece of advice. Rams.
Don't kick
Okay?
the Shaheed.
Right now, you might only gain 8 yards on the punt. I don't care.
Yeah.
Take a knee on 4th down for all I care. Do not punt the ball to him.
No, you cannot.
You cannot. Don't kick it off to him.
Nope.
Give it to him on the 40.
Nope.
Where's it stupid? Where do we go to now? If you
The
kick it out
40.
of bounds, you go to the
You go to the
40-yard
40.
line, dude. Just give it to him on the 40. I'd rather do that.
Like it's just it cannot be a thing. There can never be one instance
No.
of punt or kickoff where Shaheed has the ball and you see his legs get in that
Yes.
running stance, and you're like,
You're screwed.
what are you doing?
You're screwed. Every time I
He's
punt,
that good.
I'm punting it a mile into the air. I don't care if it goes 15 yards. You're not returning this. If you catch a punt, it's going to be fair caught. That's the only chance.
You should care if it goes 15 yards. It's a pretty bad punt.
I don't care, man. This is turning into the like the Texans last week, just punt on 1st down. Don't kick him the ball.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I got more on this game, actually. I've been holding
Let's
some
do it.
things in. We've talked about it, but I got a little bit more. We'll get to that coming up next, but first, Swag with the Sports Update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Blazers are above 545 games into a season for the first time in 5 years after beating the Heat 127-110. Shaedon Sharpe went nuts in the second half, scored 24 of his 27. That's because Denny Avdia left the game 2 minutes into the third quarter, re-aggravating his back injury. He did not return, and his status for tonight against the Raptors is uncertain. That a 7 o'clock tip. Toronto, a 3.5-point favorite. This just in from ESPN's Pete Thamel. The college football playoff will for certain remain at 12 teams in 2026. The adjusted deadline for the playoff committee to notify ESPN of any changes was today, and the Big Ten and SEC cannot agree on the same expanded format moving forward. Scotty Scheffler with a bogey-free 9 under 63 in round 1 of the American Express has put him one shot out of the lead going into round 2. They will tee off in an hour. Minwoo Lee, Pearson Coody at 10 under par will start the day in the lead. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for
Rams Seahawks. We love you.
It's going to be a great game, man.
It's got to be really tough because there's one city that's been hammering and talking about this game all week. They're losing their minds. They don't know what to do with themselves. And you've got another city that doesn't even care that they exist.
Half the people don't even know they have an NFL team.
2 NFL teams.
Oh, that's right. I got 2 of them. That's right. I forgot about that.
Like, ask yourself this, in all sincerity, as big as the NFL is, and I'm pretty sure they draw millions and millions of viewers from L.A., how many people yesterday, it was a bigger deal to talk about Rams Seahawks versus, do you see Janie Buss doesn't like LeBron?
I'm sure that was a bigger deal in
That's
for
a
a lot
deal
of
in
sports
LA.
fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
I would agree
Kyle
with you.
Tucker's press conference.
Yeah, the Dodgers are king down there
The
right now.
Dodgers are kings down
They
there.
care about the
It's-
Dodgers. I'll give them that.
It's crazy. They
Yeah.
have one of the best situations
I
in
know.
a sport that's the biggest sport in America.
And one of the most gorgeous new NFL stadiums
Oh.
you could shake a stick at.
Yep.
Man. And nobody cares.
A brilliant offensive mind head coach, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and especially in the modern era playing for your team. They've already won 1 championship. They might be en route to winning another championship. They're in the playoffs every year.
Yeah. I think that's another angle for this for me. It's like you can't get too ahead of yourself here. We've seen Super Bowl upsets before.
We have.
Whether it's Denver or New England, though, I think the masses are going to lean the winner of this game. And so some of it's going to be like if Stafford and the Rams do end up pulling out the third matchup between the Seahawks and they go, like 2 rings for a coach and a quarterback.
It's a total game changer, man. It puts you into a different
It's a
classification.
it's a stratosphere that you
Well,
get
and
raised
then all
into.
the questions about, okay, is Stafford good? And if Stafford goes, does McVay make good on his discussions of going to TV and
hanging
it up?
them up. You get 2 and
At
then walk
40.
away.
You think he might go
Yeah.
John Madden?
He goes John Madden. I could totally see him doing that.
I mean, he flirted with it a couple of
he'll
years
stay
ago.
there as long as if Stafford wants to come back, I think he's paired with Stafford.
You don't think he'll try to see if he can do this without Stafford? Like he almost did it with Goff.
I think that depends on how much Kroenke puts on the table to convince him to stay.
Yeah, and also, like, do they draft a guy that he then gets in camp next year that they're like, ooh, in a couple of years, like, does he have that belief in somebody on the roster? Garoppolo's their backup right now.
Well, they'd have to
That's
draft
not
somebody.
but Stetson Bennett, I think, is their third
That's not
string,
their
and so
guy.
that's not
No.
their guy. So do they take a flyer on a guy in the
They take a
fourth
flyer,
round, and you're like,
if
hey,
Trinidad Chambliss loses his court case and they
yeah, maybe he keeps
pick
around a little
him
bit.
up in the second round.
I just love thinking back to conversations that we had in August and then playing them now because we were so excited. Well, not even just things that we said. I'm talking about the general
it's
narrative.
generally not a good thing to do.
No, but like, what was the conversation about the Rams in the offseason? Were they going to trade Matthew Stafford? We talked about that for weeks.
The epidural.
For weeks. His back isn't healthy. Or the Giants going to trade a top 10 pick to go get Stafford?
Well, Brady reportedly, the Raider thing was real. He
Like,
was
that
like,
was legit.
we'll take Stafford. And
Yes.
they were like, nah, but
They almost did. The Stafford kind of wanted out, and they
Yeah.
reworked his contract, but he wasn't showing up to
Right,
stuff. And
right,
that
right.
was dominating the summer headlines.
I know.
And then I remember in August doing a segment on somebody in Denver at training camp saying legitimately Jared Stidham and Bo Nix were in a quarterback battle for the number 1 spot. Now we laughed at it because he was the number 12 overall pick, and there's no chance they're going to bench a second-year guy. But that was the narrative out of camp, is that Stidham was having a really good camp,
But we don't-
Bo was not having a good camp, and it was like, is there a quarterback battle, bro? Now those are those August storylines that you're just desperate for football, and so you're reaching for everything to
Sure.
talk about. But
Sure.
I've just thought about that and chuckled this week now that these two teams are in their respective conference championships.
it is, I do enjoy that part of it. Like, I think we lean into how wrong we are and stuff all the time as a show.
Yeah.
Thinking back to how you felt about these 4 teams, I'm pretty confident in saying this. Denver making the playoffs, I had that, but I did not have
we
them
were
winning
all
the division.
confident in that defense, and
Yep. And Nick
Sean
had made it last
Payton
year, and I didn't know what to
Yeah.
make of his numbers, but them making it okay. So I think Denver didn't have him as a 1 seed, so you can knock me for it. But
Yeah.
Denver, I thought, okay, they could be a good team. New England, absolutely way wrong on New England.
Loved the hire, thought the quarterback would
we
be
knew
good.
that
I
they
didn't think
would
it was going to
turn
happen this
around.
quick.
The question was, how long was it going to take Vrabel to institute all the things that he wanted to? And
I'm pretty sure I had a couple shows
take very long.
or a show where I asked out loud, we sure Vrabel's this slam dunk, can't miss. It didn't end very well in Tennessee. I mean, it's not that I hated Mike Vrabel. It was just like, I know it didn't end very well for them in Tennessee. And so it was like more me asking that out loud. And it was like, Drake May, we had like 5 games. People were going to rest on that. And well, whoopsies.
Yeah, turns out he's pretty good.
The Rams, I didn't completely punt on the idea of the Rams. It was more like, are they going to make Stafford happy? And then also the epidural.
Is he going to stay healthy?
Yeah.
My whole thing wasn't, I didn't lean into the epidural thing being as big a deal because I remember them talking about that a couple years ago, and then he played, and I think he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it was like I'd seen that story before. It more smelled like a vet not wanting to do camp. And it was like, I need epidurals, man. My back hurts.
Give me needles, man. I don't want to show up.
In what world do you play pro football where before the season even starts, you can't walk and your back's so bad, but you go through the whole season and miss no time? Come on.
And maybe win the MVP, by the way.
And Seattle, I thought could be a playoff team. And
Yeah.
they certainly, I did not see this. And them in New England kind of similar in a lot of ways. If they beat more good teams, you give them a ton of credit for winning the best division in football. But they've had some weird moments, too, this year where their offense is kind of Denver-y. It's there, and then it disappears for a while.
Yeah.
And their defense has amazing moments, and then some teams can move the ball a little bit on them and put them in danger.
Well, I'm going to steal a line from the brilliant Brandon Sprague that once told me, everybody kind of sucks this year. And maybe that ends up being wrong and one of these teams wagons their way to a suit and the Seattle blows out the Rams and then blows out the Patriots or Broncos and we look back and say, dude, they just got hot at the right time. Everything clicked. That was perfect. They're also a funky Sam Darnold game away from losing this weekend and him throwing a couple of picks.
Yeah.
Or they got the ball late and it's like they're down by 4 with a minute and 13 seconds and one timeout starting on their own 26-yard line. Is Darnold putting that drive into the end zone for a win? Think he's getting that job done? If you put him in that spot, like he just hasn't had to. He's never really been in that moment in this high stakes in his career. And
do you think he could do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he can.
Well,
Will he?
can.
I don't know if I'd gamble on him doing it, but he can do it. Sure.
A minute 10 left.
Yeah.
They're down 4.
27-23.
27-23.
One
fourth
timeout.
quarter, minute 10, one timeout.
Is he scoring a touchdown?
The run game has kind of not been there because
Well, at that point, you're
water.
not running the ball because you can't run the ball in that
Or is
situation.
Cam Curl clinching another playoff win?
What
like
is
he did
your
against Caleb?
What is your trust level there? I'm just asking you guys.
Relatively low.
Out of a 10, you put it at what, a 4?
4. I think a 4 is fair.
I think I'd go 6.
You go 6?
I think I'm in the 6 range too.
How many game-winning drives does he have this year?
Oh,
That's
Dude,
a horrible question to ask going into the break when you can't answer that off the top of your head. But now that we're on that
I'm
topic,
interested because they don't have a lot. Like how many of those
not a lot
games
of
do
he
they
had the
have?
drive against the Niners in week 1, and then it was a strip sack Bosa. They were about to
I know
score,
he's
and then
done
Bosa
some
stopped it.
drives to get him to field goals.
The Rams missed field goal in LA.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, he got him into that spot.
Hold on. But it's also a 60-yard attempt.
No, I know.
Sure.
He
But he
didn't
threw
go
4
very
picks
far.
in the game.
But how many times did he go with the drive in the fourth quarter for a game?
They put together
leading
a drive
touchdown?
against the Colts, didn't they? In that
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers game,
Yep.
didn't they go
That
down
was
and
a
kick a
stupid
field goal?
game.
It was like 16-15, and he
Yep.
kicked a field goal to win.
So Colts, he got it. Niners, he didn't. The
No.
first matchup.
Rams game, I'm trying to remember how did the first Rams game end in OT? You remember how that game? The second game, excuse me, in overtime.
I mean, had to have gotten the drive there.
It was there was
They didn't get a kickoff return and then just kick a field goal.
yeah, and they went
So
for
give 'em
2
that.
to
So
win
there's
the game.
2.
Yeah, so it's the second Rams game. So I mean, he's done it this year.
Yeah, he's
But
got
he's
a couple.
also a unique case of like they were so bad with the Jets that he just never really got the chance to play in big moments in big games. He had the 1 year in Minnesota where the biggest games of the year. It didn't go well for him last year at the end of the year.
It's all based on the Minnesota
The
results.
Cardinals
without a doubt.
game, he got him in for
Oh, that's
Jason
right.
Myers'
Okay.
first
There you
game-winning
go.
field goal
That's
at
right.
the buzzer.
So he had
First Cardinal
3 of
game.
4 opportunities.
Yeah.
He capitalized.
Yeah, and then there was the Niners game, and then there was the Bucs game where the pick wasn't really his fault or the fumble necessarily not his fault against the Niners, but he's been in those moments this year. I'd give him a 4 in the trust scale.
Yeah.
But that's the unique part about this game for me, and I know we're still against it. We keep talking about it, but it's just the idea of, like, I trust one quarterback significantly more than I trust the other.
Well, one just did it in like.
And how much
crazy
does that matter?
temperatures.
I don't know. Maybe Seattle's so good elsewhere and Shaheed's running everything back that you're like, this doesn't even matter. And the Seahawks are going to win the game because Sam Darnold could be the new Jimmy Garoppolo. I've seen Jimmy Garoppolo start a Super Bowl completing 8 passes in an NFC Championship game. So it doesn't have to just be all on Sam Darnold. I think that's the interesting part. If it is a close game or more of a shootout kind of game, where does the trust level fall on their quarterback?
We will talk about the Blazers today. Blazers are red hot and rolling.
How good did Shaden Sharp look last night?
Second half, Shaden was awesome.
Pretty damn fun. Avdia goes down, and he took over, man.
I mean, to lose Avdia 2 minutes into the third quarter,
Yeah.
Shaden started 1 of 8 from the field.
Ugly first half. Then he
Dominated
didn't miss
the
in the
second half.
Didn't miss in the second
It
half.
was unbelievable. How about Caleb Love? Caleb Love's going to get a contract.
You have to keep him on the roster. You have to.
Dumbest thing I'm going to ask you. Is Caleb Love been the third most valuable Blazer on the roster this year? Think about that.
Let me noodle.
I don't know if that's a stupid question.
It's not a stupid question.
So we'll talk about them today. We'll Sprague the line as well. Get the Sprague line sponsors into the fan text line, 503-864-6326. We'll show you how to lose money coming up at 9:30 today. Back with more on the Fan.
It's time for Who's Stinking It Up?
Do not go in there.
A sports lowlight, ripped from the headlines.
We couldn't do diddly poo.
Brought to you by Three Mountains Home Services. Schedule your appointment online at threemountainshomservices.com.
Jensen goes back. Loose there for O'Reilly. Pokes it back and they score! Stamkos hat-trick goal, and Nashville takes the lead with 1:13 to go.
Yeah, there's TSN on the call. How about this one? One of my favorites, Steve Stamkos, putting his name back in the old headlines.
You're such a first-name formal basis with Steve that you just dropped the N. It's not Steven, it's just Steve to you.
Me and Steve used to watch Heated Rivalry together. I feel like we've gone another step in our relationship. I blew a 3-0 lead in the second period. The Preds trailed 3-0 in the second period.
You're probably not going to get this. Do you remember where Stamkos is from?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Tampa.
He's one of those guys that, like, seeing him in a non-Tampa jersey, I'm really proud of you that you got that right, to be honest with you. I almost want to, like, blow through the commercial break and acknowledge my
Blue Line Brandon.
The joy. He's back. Football season's almost done. I need Blue Line Brandon back. Him being in a Preds jersey will just never be normal.
I thought it looked weird last night. I just couldn't get over it. Old Steve. Who's stinking it up? Brought to you by Three Mountains Home Services. From plumbing and electrical to heating and cooling, Three Mountains Home Services does it all. Save time and money with Three Mountains Home Services. Find them online, threemountainshomeservices.com.
80 a.m.
I don't know how you even decide to be called Steven versus Steve. Like, is that something that bothers Stevens to be called Steves, or do Steves?
I think I'd prefer to be a Steve, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a different flavor that they like.
Same. Old Steve Stamkos.
Some are a Brandon, some are a Brandon, you know? Everybody's got their flavor.
I've never heard of Brandon.
Brandons are out there, man.
Never mind. It's spelled that way.
I think you should go by Brandon.
No, I've heard of
that'd be odd.
Brendans, like D-E-N.
Yeah, they're-
Brendan.
Brendan.
Brendans are the lesser versions of Brandons.
These are the bastards, is that what you're telling me?
Your parents are too scared to give you an A.
You don't want to be Brandon, huh? You want to be Brendan?
They want to set the bar low for expectations. They ain't giving you no A. You start with an E. All right? Let me ask you guys this. It was something I had on the old show sheet 2 different times this week. So Indiana wins the title Monday, and we come in on Tuesday. We talk about the Miami, the Indiana, the fallout, the next season stuff. We talk with Pate. Where are you guys at on Mendoza as an NFL quarterback? Because that's done. He is the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
there's
he's
no
officially
clock.
entered the draft.
Come on down to Las Vegas.
Every person covering the draft, whether you like this person, that person, the other person, it is like the Raiders aren't even considering anybody else. It's Mendoza.
They need a quarterback. They've been desperate for a quarterback. He's there. Take him.
You may not trust the Raiders organization,
Nope.
nor should you. But where are you guys at on him as a franchise NFL quarterback?
I have no reason to doubt it. It's the hardest thing to predict in all of sports. It's the most difficult thing to project. How does a guy translate? How does he not translate? It's an impossible question to answer, and no NFL teams know how to answer that question. So little old dirt doesn't know how to answer the question either. But based on the evidence that I can compile to say, can I foresee him being a good NFL quarterback? He checks every box. He's smart. His teammates love him. He seems like he's a great leader. He has showcased pinpoint accuracy. He's showcased toughness. He's mobile. He can move. I have no reason to go in and say he will be a failure or a bust in the NFL. He might end up being that because, again, there's no way to project this accurately. And if there was, NFL teams wouldn't be flailing every year looking for the position. But based on what I've seen, I would take him number 1 overall in a heartbeat.
He seems to be one that lives, dives, breathes football. Like, he will go in.
There's an article about how he doesn't have a
Yeah,
girlfriend.
exactly.
He's a virgin because he just wants to play football.
So
I told you guys about the Heisman talk, didn't
Yeah,
I?
like that's.
I mean,
you
the
talk to
biggest.
girls?
I'm taking that guy, number 1
Yeah.
overall.
You want the virgin.
I want the virgin.
All right.
I
The
don't want a
biggest
guy
head
to sleep
scratcher
around.
will be how he, gets along with all teammates at the professional
I don't
level.
have that fear, man. Like we've done
I
that.
don't.
And
He's
I
weird-
see the point.
he's
because
weird and
He's
goofy.
goofy for
He's
sure.
Kirk Cousins if he's going to be comped to anybody.
Yeah.
Like we did that a little bit with Mariota when he came. Is he too nice to be in the NFL? And it's like he didn't translate for other reasons, not just because he was too nice coming out of college. So we just
But
come up with things to
that's the
nitpick.
only thing that I would be like, I just wonder how that goes, how that works.
Yeah.
Not like it can't work.
Sure.
He's so kind of oddball.
He is a very odd duck. He's a very unique
Yeah.
individual. That I don't disagree with.
About everything else, all his physical abilities, his skills, his mentality.
He's
Looks
huge,
exactly
dude.
like Kirk Cousins, but with
He's-
curly hair. It's
he's-
crazy.
What is he, 6'5", 220? Like,
Yeah.
he's got the size, the arm strength. Like, I've had questions about other number 1 overall picks. A year ago, I had the take with the Titans that they should trade the pick. Maybe that ends up being a terrible take because Cam Ward and with Dayball and Saul ends up being great. He had an up-and-down rookie year. I'm not burying him yet. One of the concerns I had, though, there was that just he's a guy that benefits a lot from playing off script, and I don't know how easy that is to translate to the NFL with the best athletes in the world. And
What you're
that's
seeing with Caleb, it's a process.
It's a process, right? Like he showcases the ability to play off script and then you can't defend it, and then he misses a wide open wide receiver, and you're like, how are you completing 50% of your passes
Right.
when you could throw miracle balls on 4th down? This does not compute in my head. A lot of what Mendoza does is from the pocket within the structure of the offense, but he has the ability to add to that. And so, yeah, man, if I'm a Raiders fan, I'd be pretty jacked about drafting him. He just won the Heisman. He just won the National Trophy. He was the best quarterback in the country all year, and he was pretty damn good in their entire playoff run, sans getting physically beat up against Miami.
Now, you guys would imagine he probably doesn't start, right? Like, don't they probably do the slow rollout? Do Geno, he'll get killed, and then eventually they'll be like 1-6, and then he starts?
I don't know.
It's
He might be
What's
more.
Geno's contract? How
Well, I know
long
he has
was it?
at least another year.
I know he's got at least another
Did
year.
he get a 3-year deal, and then probably that last year might
They
be
got to
team?
hire a coach first.
God.
Well, that's another thing that we didn't get to with the coaches. Like,
And who knows if the new
Why have
head
they not
coach
gotten a
wants to
coach?
keep Geno? I mean,
Yeah, he's got 1 more or 2 more years, but I think
Yeah.
they can get out after
the
next
third
year.
year's an out.
The
yeah.
third year is an out
Yeah,
deal
yeah,
if they
yeah,
want
yeah.
to get out of it.
Yeah, so he probably starts, and then Mendoza comes in when they're 1-5. right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, I also wouldn't put that on. Like, if he comes in and looks great in camp, throw his ass out there. What are we doing?
Well, if he looks
And I think
amazing,
he's got
yeah.
Well, I think he's got more the mentality like Aikman did. They threw Aikman to the Wolves his rookie year. He's 1-15, and they said, "We believe in you. You mentally you can handle it, and you need to we just need to get all the growth out of it. It's going to be a rough season.
You need to nail this hire. This coach
Yeah.
is going to form everything about your future with him.
You got a chance to totally restart with coach-quarterback combo, which is the most important combo in the NFL.
Which makes you got to wonder out loud, like, who are they going to hire?
I have not heard a lot about their coaching search.
Well, the Browns, I'm literally hearing people say, no, I don't even want to talk to you.
McDaniel told them no. He backed out of that. Now, he might end up...
So did Mentor. He canceled his interview yesterday. He took the job.
Why would you take that over the Baltimore job? There's no reason.
Cleveland and Raiders, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, this one is more attractive to me than Cleveland because Cleveland still has that big Deshaun Watson contract hanging over their neck that you can't get out of. And so if I'm a head coach candidate and I got offered the Raiders job or the Browns job, the Raiders division, I would argue, is tougher to cut through. You got Denver in the AFC title. Mahomes is still there. And the Chargers have been a playoff team the last 2 years. So that's a tough uphill climb, but I would take that job in a heartbeat over Cleveland.
A lot to get to in the third hour of the program. The Trailblazers, the hottest team in the association is your Portland Trailblazers, 9-2 in their last 11. Let's kick off the third hour, talk about their win against Miami. Denny Avdia left with an injury, an awesome second half from Shaden. Hour 3, Dirt and Sprague, 105.1, The Fan.
Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Blazers 127-110 victory over the Heat puts them above 500, 45 games into a season for the first time in 5 years. Now the downside was Denny Avdia leaving early in the third quarter after re-aggravating his back injury. He did not return. Shaden Sharp took over from there, scoring 24 of his 27 in the second half. Portland right back at it tonight, hosting the Raptors at Moda Center, 7 o'clock. Toronto 3.5-point favorites. Baltimore Ravens announcing Thursday they've hired Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter to be their next head coach. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Minter will get a 5-year contract. Conference Championship Sunday ready to go in the NFL. Will start at noon in Denver. Broncos will go with backup Jared Stidham at QB for the injured Bo Nix. Patriots 4.5-point favorites. At 3:30 in Seattle, the Seahawks look to get to their fourth Super Bowl, hosting the Rams after the two teams split their regular season series. Seahawks are 2.5-point favorites. World number one Scotty Scheffler, a 9-under 63 bogey-free first round of the American Express, has him one shot off the lead. Minwoo Lee, Pearson Cootie will start round two at 10 under par. Play gets underway in a half hour. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Network.
Hey, welcome back in. Hour number 3, Dirt and Sprague here. Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM. The Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Everybody's getting a little spicy this morning. Feels good to be spicy on a Friday. Got a lot to get to in this hour of radio. Some news out of the college football world earlier today that we will discuss at some point in this hour of radio. We, of course, will Sprague the line at 9:30, so get your fake sponsors in. The Fan text line to reach us and send those in, 503-864-6326. Let's talk about, I don't know, he's not going to listen. I was going to say let's play the music here, but I don't think Swag's paying attention.
No, he's checked out.
So we won't have the song to lead us into the segment. But last night, sans the PDX carpet jerseys and Denny Avdia getting hurt, not a lot of negativity. He's not listening at all. The Blazers hosted Miami Heat, who looked like they were playing on their own home floor because it was a red and black home floor, and the Blazers were wearing turquoise jerseys. Can we get the Blazer song? We're talking about the Blazers. Can you just slowly play
Live
it
on the air. No worries.
Thank you.
Hey,
And the Blazers, your Portland Trail Blazers, ladies and gentlemen, are the hottest team in the NBA.
9-2.
9-2 in the month of January. They are now in the 9 seed. There is only a 4-game gap between being out of the play-in and where the Blazers are right now. The Lakers are currently the 6th seed. The Blazers are 4 games behind them.
Yep.
And look, a lot to unpack from last night. Primarily speaking, let's start with the downside of it. One is that, well, I mean, it's a big deal. Denny Avdia's hurt again.
Is it a big deal? After the first 2 games, it seemed to be fine without him.
You're not wrong there. I still ask the question, like, how long can you maintain that, right? He's been so good for you. And, I actually had the initial takeaway when he came back as quickly as he did, because I had the thought, this is a back injury. He could be out a little bit.
Well, Danny, I remember when it first happened, was like, they're going to take their time on this one. And I was like, we did the 7.5 game thing, and I said, take the over.
He missed three games, and then comes back, plays a couple, and then a couple minutes into the third quarter last night, he goes down. Now, after the game, they're singing the tune, I'm okay, it's just a tweak. I could have gone back in and played, and Splitter's just being cautious. It does lead you to worry about, back injuries are not something that just go away on their own. Is this something he's going to deal with the rest of the season? So that's the downside of it. The positive side of it is, I think they were up huge when he went down in the third quarter. They were just torching him early in the third. And then Miami started to make a little bit of a comeback. They went on, an 11-0 run, and all of a sudden Splitter calls timeout, and you're like, all right, this thing could get a little tight. Now you're down your best player. And somebody stepped up as your best player in the fourth quarter of that game, and it was Shaedon Sharpe, who was outstanding for you late on both ends of the floor. And Portland gets a win again, 127-110, the final over Miami.
I mean, it was exactly what you needed to see. Right? It's like, and by the way, Avdia, he left 10-minute mark, third quarter.
Yeah, right out of the gate in the second half.
They were up 72-70.
Yeah.
So
and then they went on a big run after he went down.
Run. Yes. Yeah. It was right after he left. They went on a gigantic run. It doesn't mean that he's not valuable. It doesn't mean that Shaedon's going to carry a team every game, every night.
No.
It's just, it's a relief that they can even operate without him. 2, on the back thing, like whether these are just spasms or, he says his back was tight, but he was walking around gingerly in the post game, and he says he'll be fine. Like, Yeah, also I care about your future. You're going to have to pay him a massive contract this offseason. Let's hold this out for a week or two.
Let's be a little bit slower this time around just to make sure we are good to go.
Well, and his value shows in just the next game, right? It's a Sprague and Line Friday. They're 3.5-point dogs against the Raptors at home today. So I think it kind of shows you what people think about Denny Avdia. He's potentially going to make the All-Star team this year.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching when Shaedon, and he got off to such a slow start. He was 1 of 8 in the first half.
Really ugly.
To see him finish the way that he did, to kind of look like a guy who's taking on the burden of, I need to be really important here for my guys, to close a game out, right? Caleb Love comes off the bench for Denny, has a massive game for himself. Not an efficiency standpoint, but 20 points off the bench.
So a lot of that came in the first half, too. He was a little bit shakier in the second half, but he did hit a big 3 or 2.
He also had the lob to Shaedon in the second half, which was really fun to watch.
Yep.
To watch Shaedon start 1 of 8, but finish 11 of 21 and give you 27 points and 7 boards, like, it's every reason why all the blogs, all the message boards, all the text, like everybody just never wants to give up, is the ceiling of what he can be. Now, the consistency does need to continue to show itself there, but the idea that, like, he's this or he's that or he's defined yet, I mean, it clearly shows that he's not. And so to watch him be aggressive when Denny goes out, to watch them as a team go, I'm trying to calculate here. What was the final run they went on after he left? I was in like 20.
It was
28-10.
It was pretty lopsided.
It was some insane run like that. To watch them be able to do that.
Well, and they had let that lead slip at the end of the first half because they had a double-digit lead for most of the first half, and you look up at halftime, you're like, wait a minute, what? Why is this such a tight game?
It's also their defense. Like, Miami had 31 and 32 in the first 2 quarters. They had 29 in the third. They had 18 in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So it's Shaedon taking over. It's them collectively coming together and playing really well. And then it's also defensively make or miss league, man. But, like, you got to give credit to the defense when they're missing.
Sure.
So
Miami had a really rough night shooting the 3, but that's going to happen. And some of that is good defense.
That was the difference in the game. I think Calabro at one point was saying the Blazers are red hot. They're 50% from the field. Miami was 48.
I think in the next play, Jovic airballed a 3-pointer. Is like, that's how their night's gone.
And that was the difference, was the 3 ball. But you give the Blazers credit defensively, and to come together after Denny's injury again, I mean, that's an encouraging sign, because I'd imagine they're going to have to play at least another game without him.
I would hope that he's out for at least a week. And I know even if he wants to play, like, at some point you have to be the organization that steps in the way of the player, and it's just,
it's a back.
Long-term health is more important than beating whoever the hell you're playing on Monday night, right? That game's not going to matter as much in the grand scheme of things. Can I say something, though, about Shaedon? Because to me, there's a decent sample size here.
He also started the game, by the way. He didn't come off the bench. Jeremy's back. Drew was back.
Yes.
Everybody's back.
It was the same. I think it was a Hiken. Somebody had a tweet that was the first time they've had the opening night starting lineup since opening night. I want to say. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But I feel like I saw that last night. I'm like, Jesus, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Last year with Denny Avdia, when you go break down the month by month and where things turned around for him, it was a first half, second half separator of first half was really rough. And it was adjustment. You're going from East Coast to West Coast. It's a new system. It's new teammates. It's a new organization. So there's the benefit of the doubt there, right? In the second half of the year, what did we get out of Denny Avdia? Really good basketball, really high-level basketball that opened everybody's eyes up to say, oh, my God, this guy might be more than maybe we thought we acquired. We knew he was a good player. We knew he had a good contract. But the second half of the year, it made everybody go, damn, this is pretty impressive. I'm gonna start throwing another player into that category because when you look at the season totals for this player, they're not necessarily jumping off the page. My argument would be it's because the first 2 months of the year he was horrendous, specifically in one category. And now we have a decent enough sample size to say this is changing and this is trending in the right direction. And that player's Shaedon Sharpe, man. Opening month of the year, so you count the games in October, he averaged 17 points per game and shot 26% from 3. You go into the month of November, he averaged 23 points per game, so it was up slightly. He shot 24% from 3. That's not good, man. You now have an 11-game sample size in January and the entire month of December. In December, he was 23 points per game, 44% from 3. His assists and rebound numbers were up. And now in the month of January, he's averaging 23 points per game. And while it's not quite the same high level of 3-point percent shooting, He's at 37%. And so
I mean, 37%
that's
would be
exactly
a dream
where you
world.
want him to
Yes.
be if he's
Yes.
there. And so that's now, this isn't like a 8-game stretch where it's like, hey,
Agreed.
Shaden's playing pretty good. We're literally going on 2 months now. We're not every night's perfect. It's not perfect for anybody. I'm not going to hold him to that standard. But I'm just, this is the most intriguing thing for me the rest of the season because we saw Avdia last year in the second half of the year turn into a different player. And the biggest question we had in the offseason was what? One, defensively, can they be what they were? And so far the answer is kind of a no, but it hasn't mattered as much. But it was, can Avdia pick up where he left off, and can he give you that for an entire year? And what has Avdia done so far? When healthy, he's one of the best players in the NBA. And so he's clearly done or picked up where he left off at the end of last season, and now that's my question the rest of the year. Like, if Shaden can continue this, I'm not asking for 44% from three, but can you hang in the upper 30s and averaging 23 points per game? And if that is where you can hang the rest of the season, that's enough sample size to get you genuinely excited about where this is going. His last 4 games, 24 points win over Atlanta, 25 points win over LA, 27 points win over the Kings, and 27 points where he's the closer in a win over Miami.
Yeah.
He's playing really good basketball right now.
If you go to Cleaning the Glass and you go to player trends, so you can click a player, you can click 10-game rolling averages, but you just see the totality of season, much like they'll show you like rent in 1981 on average was $600 a month.
Make it feel really bad.
2025, it's $3,200 a month, right? Like you see what that graph and that chart looks like. That's basically what his season is.
Yes.
It's exactly what you say. It's like it starts out super low.
So bad.
And if you watch it, it rolls a little up and down, but it's largely gone nothing but up. And so I think for him, also just to me, closing a game out.
That's huge. He hasn't had to do that many times in his career.
It's not a position.
Which is an error on their part as an organization, but
yeah,
I digress.
And so, like, if you're going to be hyped on the Blazers, if you think that they have the right nucleus of guys, or the guys that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 player-ish, not counting Dame next year, that you think legitimately they're building the right pieces with, how are you not excited about the way he has played?
This is a 2-month sample size now. We're almost all the way through January. They got, 4 games left in January?
You can, in good conscience, poo-poo Denny's slow start last year, but then be all about the how he finished.
And then not do it with Shaden Sharp.
And then not do it with Shaden Sharp would be all my point is.
Or hold him to a standard of the first 2 months of the season when the last 2 months of the season have been drastically different, and he's clearly playing at a higher level right now.
Also, pretty remarkable to do this when Jeremy Grant doesn't record a single rebound.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant was interesting last night.
You want to talk about that? Like, how are you 6'10" and you don't have one rebound?
He had a couple of turnovers. He threw a behind-the-back pass to nobody. He had another one where he just kind of left his feet and threw it into the heart of the defense.
One rebound, not one. 0. There's a 0 on that.
Let's continue. I want to talk a little bit more about this because you asked a question about Caleb Love that I don't think you're right on, but I don't know if I can disprove it.
You want to tee that up in case people are just tuning in?
So it's essentially, has Caleb Love been the third most important Blazer on the team? And on the surface level, I tell you, you're an idiot.
Of the season, has he been the third most important player?
I irrationally want to lash out and say, you know what, you're a dumbass. And then I'm going to think about it and say, you know what? A little bit more on this. Blazers going to win 4 in a row for them, hottest team in January. They're back in action tonight, so you get a little double dip, little start of your football weekend, if you will.
We got some dick in town.
Who doesn't love when that's in town?
Fat Grady.
Fat Grady's coming to town.
Fat Grady. That's what they
Grady
call him in
D.
the streets. You know what I mean?
That's what they call him in
Fat
Toronto.
Grady.
Who's the real North? We'll find out tonight. More Blazers next on The Fan.
FM and 1080 AM.
All right, we get to the news of the morning out of the college football world coming up bottom of the hour. Also, how many people watched on Monday night? The answers are in.
God, dude, the college football.
College football's dying, man. Nobody wants to watch it.
They're
I'm
run
turned
by
off.
such morons. They're just that stupid person lucking into everything in their life.
Yeah, it's like a Rob Manfred situation on our hands. I
It
don't
really
know what the
is.
hell they're doing, but somehow it
Yeah.
keeps getting better and better. So we'll tell you what those
By the way,
numbers are.
your complaints about the Doyers is leading many to believe that salary cap is very close to happening.
I mean, this is the last year before the new CBA. Am I not wrong? I think we got
Tucker
one more
thing-
year.
The Tucker thing, I think, swayed any owner that was like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, we're probably going to get a work stoppage.
There's going to be a
because
work stoppage because of this.
the players will not in any way, shape, or form but just the mere mention of it.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
To me,
take a
this
vote
doesn't
to
have
strike.
to be a salary cap. It's not
No.
that. It's about why are we allowing a team to pay somebody $1 million in salary and $64 million in signing bonus?
Well, I don't
That's
want to.
the illegal part.
Let's not derail.
Not
the
illegal, but
Blazers
that's what
segment,
you need to change.
But you need a player to agree to that. That's not just the Dodgers making that happen.
Well, why would he say no to that? He's getting $65 million this year either
Yeah,
way.
Why
once
is
you've
no other
already
player for other
made-
teams?
The
you know-
Ohtani deferred thing is different. You need a player to agree to deferred money. He's making $65 million, whether it's in
He is
one
taking
lump sum
some-
or a payment by payment throughout
There
the
is
course
some
of the year.
deferred money in that contract though for Tucker, but he's got
Yes,
opt
there
outs.
Well, why has no other
so.
team done that then?
Because they don't have $64 million on a bank account to pay guys.
You got to pay that cash up front.
That's
Yankees got that
upfront
money.
cash.
Yankees ain't doing that.
Do they have $64 million on a bank account?
If they don't, they shouldn't own the Yankees.
I just like.
Don't they make like $1 billion?
I don't think we're properly understanding $64 million in a lump sum payment. What is $64 million broken up on a weekly basis throughout the course of a baseball season?
Well, there's 52. 26 weeks in a baseball
Sure.
season. So
And
let's say
for 64 million.
27. So that's 54. So I don't know, $1.1 million a
That's
week.
So nice.
So you're paying $1 million a week.
You get $1
which-
million a week.
All right, I got $30 million in my account. I'm earning interest on it. I'm going to make money as the season goes on. Like, that's more reasonable than having $64 million just laying around and handing it to him in a duffel bag. Like, that's a little bit different. So,
Well, it's from the winnings of the Ohtani
I mean,
translator.
of course it is. I don't think a salary cap will come. We can get to that. Now I'm sidetracked. I don't want to get sidetracked.
That's my bad.
18 days till pitchers and catchers.
It's right
Thank
around the
you.
corner. Caleb Love, third most important Blazer. The answer is no.
But just barely.
But it's not that big of a gap.
But you can't dismiss the idea of it.
I can't just laugh the opinion out of the room. No, I cannot. Denny is obviously number one.
Yep.
No disagreement there.
Shaden.
You can say Shaden or Tumani.
Dude, can we, like, the Shaden stuff is so dumb for me. Like, what more do we need to see than a 2-month stretch of him playing really good basketball?
Well,
If
you're
I
not-
told you coming into the year that he was going to average 23 points per game, shoot 48% from the floor and 37% from three, what more are you going to, like, sure, he's not an all-star. Sure, he's not an MVP. He's not an all-NBA
Well,
guy.
we might not have an all-star. That's the crazy
No,
thing.
we haven't. We've had one all-star in 20 years.
I know.
Now we're holding the people to that
Well, we've had
standard.
two.
Yeah,
LaMarcus.
yeah, people forget. But I just Shaden deserves to be in that category
Yes.
of one of the three most important Blazers.
You're not arguing with anybody on this program. I think we're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
I just,
I
don't
nicknamed
know.
him Baby Kobe.
And we are, I think
Might have
we've
been a
lost the
bit
plot
much,
a little
but-
bit on him. And then I'm gonna look. Kamara is definitely valid. There was a moment early in the game when he made his first 3 shots, and I'm like, is this guy ever gonna miss again?
And he has games where he does that. He'll say like,
wasn't he perfect against the Kings? I
And
don't think
then
he
he'll
missed a
start
shot.
a game 0 for 7.
and that's the thing is like he'll have these games and he'll be like, he's 4 for 4 from 3, and you're like, it's the second quarter. How many is he gonna get?
Yeah.
He'll end up with 5, and then he'll have the next game where he's 1 for 8.
Sure,
and
and then he goes 7 for 7, and you're like, where the hell did that come from?
And I'm not
That's just
putting
who he's going to be offensively.
Yeah, I'm not going to put a lot of expectation or anger on offense. It's what he brings defensively. We
Yes.
know that.
If you get the good shooting nights, it's great. I'm actually going to throw at you third most important Blazer this year for me is Donovan Clingan.
That's
That's
the
what
name.
Swag said.
That's what I said.
Robert Williams is unreliable, to say the least. You drafted a guy out of China for the 16th pick who clearly can't play in the
Well,
NBA right
unreliable
now.
in what way? Like just being able to play?
Availability. When he
Okay,
plays,
all right.
he's great.
That's
but
all I'm asking.
Yeah, how many games has he
Okay.
played this year, and will he get hurt again? Will they trade him? Like, he's just not a guy night in and night out that you can count on.
And we can't trust the other center at all. He's in the G League.
No, he's a rookie that can't have an impact. And so that was a bit, you rolled the dice buying DeAndre Ayton out in the offseason in the hopes that Donovan Clingan could take on a bigger role. And I am just going to check for it right now. Is Donovan Clingan still alive? Do we know that he's still alive?
He's good.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I think he's breathing.
He's playing 27 minutes a night.
Oh,
Still standing, still breathing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's added to his offensive game. We've talked about that in the last couple
He's
of weeks.
continued to evolve and develop as
Yeah,
the season goes on.
He's grabbing 11 boards a
Now
game.
he's starting to shoot some threes.
12 and 11 a game. needing that in the middle and what he's bringing defensively, I got to put him in the top 3.
Yeah, his block numbers aren't quite what you would think they would be, but to Swag's point, because we talked about it during a break, is like his impact presence, it doesn't count as a stat, but it should. There's a coach in college basketball. He basically, for his team, he counts screen assists. So did you set a screen, and did we score off of the screen?
I love that.
So he creates a stat, and the reason he does this is because he's got players that obviously want their shine, but they're not necessarily those kind of players.
You're not coming off a screen to get a shot. We're not drawing that play up for you.
Yeah, let's create a stat so you can understand that, like, you're impacting this, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea. I think Donovan could say the same defensively. I know there's absolute metrics you could use, but his blocks might not be what we thought they would be, but his presence kind of means everything with what they're doing down low. Look, the top 3 to 4, you could easily cement. I jokingly threw it out.
He's been incredibly important this year.
But in their red-hot month of January, they're 9-2.
Yes.
He's averaging 16.2 points per game, basically 4 assists, and he's shooting 37% from 3.
And he's not.
Who else off the bench is giving you it?
And he's not turning it over a ton.
Jeremy was hurt.
Yeah, he's been out.
And then it's what?
Nothing.
Sissoko?
Nothing.
Who doesn't have offense. Chris Murray has he broke his back spinal. Like, he's out. So like,
Thibault's not playing. It's not Thibault. I don't even know if Thibault's
No.
on the team anymore.
I mean,
he's
played like 18 games. Like, just
4
move on.
years.
He's been your only bench player for a better
and
half
in
of
the
a
NBA,
month.
it is vital because you're playing 48 minutes. You have to have a scoring threat off the bench. You cannot. How often do we see this with the Warriors now because their bench is nothing? And when Steph comes out of the game, if they don't have anybody, they blow, they give up a 14-2 run right away.
His his play too is like, it's actually underrated, savvy vet-like in a lot of moments where he comes in and he's a rookie and all that. And again, the efficiency numbers aren't great either, but it's just how he scores and when he scores. And it's hard to explain that other than you watch the game and you see the impact of.
Like, they need somebody right now, and he comes down and hits a couple of threes,
There's
and
2
you're like,
threes.
oh, they needed that
They
offensively.
needed that badly, right?
Yeah.
And so he's not ahead of Donovan. He's not ahead of Shaden. He's not ahead of Denny. I think you can make a real claim with the injuries they've had to deal with.
Yeah, the other guys haven't been reliably in the lineup.
He's right there in the 4 argument of, like, that's how important he's been. He's on a 2-way deal. It's insane that they've had to rely on him, but also almost equally insane that he went undrafted and he's become this. It's one of the better rookie stories of the class.
He's leading the rookies in points this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the NBA. That's not a weak sample size. We're almost at the All-Star break.
And he's developing,
the
too,
rookie
because
scorer.
the rap on him and why, he's with Carolina. They go to a title, and they let him go. He goes to Arizona.
I don't know if they let him go, more so he
There
just
were rumors
took
about
money.
stuff happening behind the scenes, too, about
Yeah.
teammates
Anyway.
and whatever.
But Caleb Love could just as easily shoot you out of a game as he could shoot you to a victory.
He eliminated my team from the tournament last year. They should have beaten Arizona, but he got hot, and he shot them into the next round.
But he also could go 3 for 21 and be a total ball hog.
And he's had those nights in the NBA. He's had those 1 for 8 nights.
And that's why there's another level of development he'll have to get if he wants to be a starter. But as a bench guy, you love that mentality.
Okay, let me ask you. I mean, you could
because in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
I need I need somebody that's a little unconscious,
Go
and
shoot.
I'll rein him in if
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, let's run a set.
Right.
How is he compared to Joan Behringer?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Young Hansen?
Better.
Thomas Sorber?
I don't know who that is.
Carter Bryant?
Yeah, how is Carter Bryant doing this
his
year?
minutes
Not
have
getting
tailed
minutes.
off.
He's not
getting
doing
doesn't
much.
get minutes
Our
yet.
guy's not doing much, huh?
Noah Asengwe?
I couldn't tell you.
Kaman Malawach?
Hey, he's the center from Duke, right?
Colin Murray Boyles?
Yeah, I remember
Igor
him.
Demon? Like, you go through the class, man, he's outperformed a lot of guys in the top 20 of
What
the
about our
draft.
Washington State wing? Have his numbers
No,
tailed off?
Yeah, he's fine.
He's
His
still having a good
3-point
year?
percentage is cool a little bit. Coward's still having a good year.
Okay.
But, he's not going to be a Knipple, a Harper, an Edge come a flag. But, like, dude, he's having
But ironically, he scored more points than all of them this year.
Well, I have to trade
Has
Johnson's
he scored
numbers.
more than Cooper Flag?
I thought didn't Haberstroh have the stat the other night on the broadcast
Is it
that he's
total
leading
points
all?
or average?
I thought it's total points, not. But maybe
total points, not average.
I thought it was total points.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that what I thought he said that the other night on the broadcast? But maybe I'm misremembering.
But I mean, you even go like a Trey Johnson, who was taken 6th overall to I love this league.
NBA dirt.
Washington.
Duh. I was waiting for you to fill in the blank.
Hey, you know what? I'm actually not going to criticize you
You
because
mean
if you
watch
threw
a
that back
Wizards
at me,
game?
I would have forgot too. But he's averaging less points, less rebounds.
Yeah.
Like, you could look through that draft class and go, they really found that dude?
It'd be
And
a
he's
hell of a
performed.
pull. If this continues to be a hell of a pull, I will say this as we go to some college football stuff coming up next.
Jeremy Grant get a rebound.
That, yes.
man.
But
That's
I,
inexcusable.
Like,
Just one.
when we did our preseason picks, I was a little bit less high on them than some, and the primary reason was because I didn't have faith in where's your depth outside of your top 6 guys.
Yep.
Who do you rely on? And I liked their starting lineup coming into the year. That made more sense to me. But my fear was if a guy or two goes down, who the hell is going to fill that void? And early on in the season, it looked like NBA Dirt was going to be right. And then Caleb Love came out of nowhere, and he's averaging double digits off the bench. And he has been a lifesaver for them throughout all these injuries early in the season. And so it's a fun question to ask because the answer is no, but it's not that easy of a no. Because without him this year, had you just signed any other Joe Schmo, like he's Ryan Rupert as your undrafted player, a guy from France who can't play in the NBA for 4 years,
I mean, they literally drafted
where
that
are they
16.
at this year without Caleb Love?
For the record, they drafted that at 16. They drafted a dude who's not
did.
capable of playing.
They did.
Should be noted, should not be forgotten.
Looking good in the G League, though. Looking good.
Is he looking good? What are
I
the
don't
G
know.
League numbers?
I don't know. I'm not watching the G League. Blazers going to win. They play again tonight. We'll take one more look at that at the final segment of the show as we get you set for your weekend in sports. Blazers and Raptors tonight, 9-2 in the month of January, the hottest team in the NBA. It is not going to change. Do we like that it is not going to change? Also, the number is in, and it's a big one. That's next. First, your Swag with Sports Center.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Big's Chicken. Try their smoked and fried wings tossed with a perfect dry rub, served with a trio of killer sauces. Menus at bigschicken.com. First on The Fan. Well, Shaden Sharp was having his big chicken in the second half against the Heat. 24 of his 27 points then, after Denny Avdia had to leave early in the third quarter, re-aggravating his back injury. Portland hammers the Heat 127-110. They'll try again tonight against the Raptors, 7 o'clock in Moda Center, although Toronto's a 3.5-point favorite. Conference Championship Sunday all ready to go in the NFL. First up at noon in Denver. Broncos will go with backup quarterback Jared Stidham for the injured Bo Nix against the Patriots, who are 4.5-point road favorites. 3:30 in Seattle. Seahawks trying to get to their 4th Super Bowl in franchise history, hosting the Rams after the two teams split 2 regular season meetings. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites. Getting set to tee off round 2 of the American Express. In round 1, Scotty Scheffler fired a 9-under bogey-free 63 at La Quinta. He'll tee off in about 15 minutes, playing the Nicklaus Tournament course today. One shot off your first-round leaders, Minwoo Lee and Pearson Coody. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigart from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday.
Well, I plan to talk some college football here. I'd like to apologize to TLC.
Talk, dude.
It's actually not Duck related.
Oh. I wouldn't be
But
able
we
to
can
tell.
talk about the Ducks if you want to. Because I will do that if you want to do it.
You guys going to get Seton?
I don't know, man. What the hell's he waiting on? Let's
Everybody
go,
said
buddy.
that was a done deal. You going to LSU, and then he keeps taking meetings and.
Yeah, he was supposed to commit when he was on campus at LSU, and then he left. And then the Danimal flew down to Atlanta to visit him.
You
And
can't
so,
let a guy get on a plane.
Once they get on a plane, you never know where they're going to go. No, but a little bit of news coming across the wire that we need to talk about. It has to be discussed because this man was back in our lives in the recent weeks, and now he might be back in our lives permanently. And I got to be honest with you. On the one hand, I desperately want this to happen. On the other hand, I don't want them to ruin a guy that I desperately want to see win a Super Bowl who came up just short again this year.
Mm-hmm.
According to Adam Schefter at ESPN, the Buffalo Bills are interviewing Phillip Rivers to be their next head coach.
And their backup quarterback.
And their backup emergency quarterback, just in case if needed.
By the way, that'd be kind of the coolest.
Has anybody
thing
ever
ever to have
gone
happen.
from, like this happened in college football. McGuire, Texas Tech, was a noted high school coach.
Uh-huh.
Texas Tech hired him.
You get guys who come up from the high school
In the
ranks.
NBA, we've seen guys that have gone from like broadcast booth straight in. We hired a guy as coach for 1 year, and then he got arrested by the FBI.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, right? So this has happened before in other NFL. Other than Jeff Saturday, interim coach
I was going to.
for a
Saturday.
week or whatever it was for the Colts.
like
How
a guy
long?
to go from high school to
This
that.
has never happened, right?
But he played. Isn't it different because he played?
I'm not saying it's
What about Madden? Because Madden was like, what, 33?
He was the youngest or the second youngest now because of McVay.
I think
to win a Super
McVay
Bowl.
took that. Yeah,
Took that from him?
I
Yeah,
mean,
that was-
McVay went right into coaching, but Madden played a little bit. And
Madden was the head coach. Where is Hancock?
What?
Is that a high school? He said he was the coach at Hancock.
Oh, I'd assume it's in California somewhere.
He was the head coach at Hancock in 62-63. He then went to San Diego State and was their defensive coordinator for 3 years.
Okay.
And then went to the Raiders?
And then was hired by the Raiders for 2 years as their linebacker coach.
Oh, okay.
And then the head
so
coach
he-
starting in
yeah, so
1969.
Even that's different.
So he
Yeah.
started coaching major college football in 64, and he was a head coach by 69. So it's a very quick turnaround,
Right.
but not from nothing to head coach.
That's a valid thing to wonder aloud, but this is also a very different, unique circumstance. Not that they're going to hire him.
They're just interviewing him. I don't
It'd
know
be
what
a
they're
little
gonna do.
surprising if they did.
How wild would that be?
I wouldn't
I
even
kind of want
know-
to see it. Do we want to see it?
Well, I want to see him be the backup while he's the head coach.
Does he wear a uniform on the sideline? Does he go baseball manager just in case Allen goes down?
Could you imagine with a headset when he's got
Headset.
shoulder pads
Yeah,
on?
number 17, eye black towel. He's got to be ready to go just in case.
Allen goes down. He calls over the offensive assistant, takes the headset on, puts the helmet on, goes out there, saves the day against the Saints.
Dude, I need this in my
No,
life.
look, it'd be very unique, if not a one-off. But I think the amount of football knowledge he has, if you're the Bills, you shouldn't hire him. But also, you could say it doesn't hurt to talk to a guy who ran the Steichen system in high school, albeit it was high school, but was trusted enough to come back and run the Steichen system in the NFL after not being in it for 5 years.
And he wasn't terrible. Like, we can make fun of the move all we want, but it was not a dumpster fire.
It kind of got to that point at the
For
end.
like a
At
44,
the end,
sure.
At
For-
the end, it got
from how
kinda-
bad it could have gone.
Yes, I'll give you that.
It was not as bad as it could
He
have gone.
almost beat the Seahawks.
He did, dude. He kind of lit up the Niners in that Monday night game. Now, the Niners' offense in that moment
Yeah,
couldn't be
could not
stopped,
be
but like
stopped.
he was good in that game.
He wasn't bad in that game. Also, I loved people reacting to Nick's news last week.
With
A
the
lot
Phillip
of people
Rivers
on social
memes.
media, they need to call Phillip Rivers. I'm like, did we watch Phillip Rivers? He didn't win any games.
Call Phil, man.
Didn't
Get
he
Phil
go
on
0
there.
for 5?
I believe he did go over. Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't
we want
believe
the guy
he
to
won
go
a-
0 for 5 to the
I don't believe he won
the
it.
AFC title game. Okay, all right.
Let me ask you this:
That makes
if you're
lot
a
of
Bills fan this morning, because I want this from an entertainment standpoint, sure. If you're a Bills fan this morning, how do you react to this news? Are we not a serious organization?
I'm screaming into a pillow.
You're screaming into a pillow?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
what are we doing?
I'm too old for you to hear me scream, so
Okay.
I'm going to another room, grabbing a pillow, and screaming into it.
okay.
Phillip Rivers being a head coach at some point, not going to be surprising to me. Hiring him right now as he takes off his cleats in Indy, and that's who you fired McDermott for after the owner just threw your second-round wide receiver under the bus.
You just go hire a complete shot in the dark.
That might be
Couldn't
the
work out
reaction.
great. You never know.
But that might be the reaction depending on like 5 other people too. Like, are they going to be jacked if they do hire Mike McDaniel?
I don't know about jacked, but at least he's a good I know he's a good offensive mind. So he's got that going for him. I don't think the Tua stuff was necessarily his fault. And did you see, by the way, we didn't talk about it today, they introduced their new guy down in Miami yesterday, Halfley.
Mm-hmm.
The owner forgot his name. There's literally a clip out there of him being like, I sat down with him and his football expertise and the leadership that he showed, we're so excited to hire.
You say Halfley, I think
he had to look down at a piece of paper. He didn't even remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
So, maybe it wasn't quite McDaniel's fault.
West Wing. So there was a guy that was the Speaker of the House in West Wing, and his name was Halfley. And you say Halfley, that's
where
all
your
that's
head
going
goes.
off
Their
in
press
my head.
conference was, we're about winning Super Bowls, and I thought, you couldn't win at Boston College. You're going to win Super Bowls in Miami?
He haven't won a Super Bowl since the 70s. Am I wrong on that?
No.
Marino got the
They've
one.
been since 84.
Got to one. You can't win it with a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Let's be about getting to the playoffs.
And the
Miami.
winningest.
How about winning a playoff game? I think they have that streak going since like 2000 or 2001. They haven't won a playoff game.
Let's get there. Let's get there first, and then we'll get to winning Super Bowls.
We're just getting to a point now. There's 5 openings. There's Cleveland, the Raiders, Buffalo. Who am I blanking? Oh, Arizona. And isn't there one more? Because there was 10 total.
We're blanking on one.
Blanking on one.
Whatever
Did
the
the
last one
Steelers
is.
hire somebody?
Steelers.
Yep.
We have 5 openings. 2 of these openings are by teams that are routinely in the playoffs.
Yes, they are.
The others are in interesting spots. Who is the candidates?
Phillip Rivers.
But are you looking around the landscape and not asking, is this the worst possible year to have had a coach opening?
Yeah.
Because I think you make an argument it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're either going shot in the dark, I've never heard of this guy really before, or retread that you trust.
Has Mike Tomlin told everybody not to call him?
I think he has. That's all the intel is that he's not coaching. He's going into TV, and he's still technically under contract. You'd have to trade for him.
Until,
that's right.
You'd have to give up something to go get him, and I don't. I like Mike Tomlin. I don't. It didn't age well, but you're not trading for him.
If Mike's called everybody and say, listen, I appreciate it, but no, I'm not coaching for anybody.
Tomlin in Buffalo would make sense to me.
He seems like the kind of guy, though, that prides himself on, like, the Cowher angle of, I'm a Steeler legend, I'm going to have a statue outside of the stadium. And not that changes if you coach somewhere necessarily, but like that.
So you bank on him not coaching ever again?
I don't think that he will.
I'm gonna bet that he does. His daughter's also in college gymnastics, and I think he goes to a lot of that. So he's got some time
enjoy
now.
some time, man.
So
Go
he
work
might
on
do
TV,
that, yeah.
make millions of dollars that Spout takes on.
I mean,
Sunday
I know there
mornings.
were all the reports. He said he's going to take a year, but like if I'm an NFL team and I'm still having to look around, like until I get him on the phone with me and he says, I appreciate your interest, but I'm not coaching next year.
I'm just surprised there's not. We don't have one. Like the names we're hearing are names we're familiar with outside of Halfley, right? I'm just surprised with Buffalo. It was the whole reason. I mean, Harbaugh was going to get hammered at Michigan, if not like suspended for a full year. But he largely did leave because of Herbert.
Yeah, he wanted a quarterback.
This is all you ask for in the NFL.
You have one of the 2 best in the
debatably
sport.
The best one in the sport.
Yep.
Sitting there, and there's not any mention of one name that's like, whoa, what?
Yeah, let alone college coaches not getting this. Like, maybe they've all just said no behind the scenes and they are getting this attention, but like we had the smoke with Marcus Freeman for a while and that's just gone away. Everybody brings up Signetti. I don't know how that would work in the NFL.
Did you hear what he said?
No, I didn't see what he said.
The NFL couldn't be furthest from my mind.
Yeah.
He's a college guy, man, through and through. He grew up that way, his dad, and now
his dad was a longtime college coach.
He's been living it his whole life. So I think he's firmly in the college football landscape.
He's got free beer for life now. He's set.
That's
Kalen DeBoer?
Does that still have the same ring to it that
you
it
can
did
lose
2
4
years ago?
games in the NFL and actually be a stud.
That it does.
Maybe that's right up his avenue.
Oh, number 1 seed.
Yeah. You get the number 1 seed with a 4-loss season.
I mean, my take on him when he took the Bama job, I figured he's going to be gone in 3 years. I just didn't think it was going to be getting fired if they missed the playoffs next year.
Okay.
I'm up there.
Way against it. What NFL coach not interviewing, not being mentioned, are you shocked is not maybe saying, I'm going to leave my situation for this? And I know that requires trades. I know, guys. I know there needs to be draft compensation. I understand that, but it's Josh Allen. If there's ever a team to not care about a first-round pick, it's Buffalo because they'll be picking 28th, 29th, 30th. Who cares?
Leaving their situation to go coach Buffalo.
It's Josh Allen.
Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
You get him away
That
from
is
the
a good
Niner.
one.
Like, wait, I get to coach that? And what am I going to do next year?
He has no idea who his quarterback's going to be. They're going to have to go the Daniel Jones route and hope that they can compete with Niner.
That's the only one that stands out to me.
Kevin O'Connell's a great poll by
Him
you.
in Buffalo.
Oh, my God.
Oh, buddy.
Him with Allen?
Oh, buddy. I hope they hire Phillip Rivers. It'll be entertaining as hell, and I'm in the entertainment business, so let's make this happen, Buffalo. Also, don't take McDaniel from the Chargers because I want him to be their OC. Let's get to the news in college football. We'll get to it next on The Fan.
Big hits, big bets, big plays.
Today I'm laying the big wood.
This is the Layin' Wood Report, brought to you by Mr. Plywood, serving Portland for over 50 years.
Drew Fuqua goes up and it's the big rebound. 104-54. Here is Joseph, and there you have it. There's the record. Sun Belt Conference record, 24 three-pointers.
Yeah, how about that one last night? Marshall men's basketball on ESPN Plus. The Fighting Jason White Chocolate Williams setting the Sun Belt record for most threes in a game. What's so funny? They won 115-60 over ULM.
I'm a big fan of ULM. Watch Louisiana Monroe often. Is that the right Louisiana Monroe? Did
Do
I
you
get
know
it?
what
Yeah.
Marshall's head
Did I?
coach's name is?
I don't. Matthew McConaughey.
You did read that.
It's Cornelius Corny Jackson.
Come again?
Cornelius Corny Jackson.
That's three names?
It's
I think
his
they go by
nickname.
Corny.
He goes by
I
Corny?
think he's Corny Jackson.
That's a pretty cool nickname.
26
You wanna be corny?
threes.
That's pretty cool. Cornelius is a cool name. We need to bring Cornelius
Cornelius is a good throwback name that should be named more. I'd rather be horny. Who was laying wood? Marshall against ULM last night. Brought to you by Mr. Plywood, serving Portland for over 50 years. Delivery, custom cutting, and special orders. You can visit them at Southeast Stark Street or online at mrplywoodinc.com.
1080 AM.
All right, welcome back in. Been all over the place today. You're trying to throw baseball segments at me in the middle of a Blazers segment. Then I'm going to do college football, and then Phillip Rivers comes out of nowhere and says, "Hold my beer. Let's talk about me for a second."
I'm one of these guys that usually cries, unfortunately. Like, people text him, like, last night I cried, man. It was tough. And I'm like, I don't really relate to that, but...
Who was crying last night?
No, just like the example listeners will text
I was like, is
in
there
once in a
something I
while.
missed that we were supposed to cry to last night?
Well, I something warmed my heart yesterday.
Oh, you have a heartwarming story for me?
Ken Griffey Jr. doing a sit-down one-on-one with Andrew Jones.
Oh,
Andrew Jones.
For the Hall of Fame.
For the Hall of Fame thing was...
Center fielder to center fielder.
Griffey's like, you were my favorite player to watch. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Me too, Ken. Me too.
Both of you were.
I just tear up every time I watch Rudy. Speaking of which, news this morning out of the college football world. We could put this thing to bed pretty quickly. Actually, thankfully, this won't linger the entire offseason because I think the deadline is literally now.
Don't worry. It'll come back up.
I'm sure it will again. Will they expand? Will they not expand? The answer to that, ladies and gentlemen, is no. Next year, the college football playoff, as of right now, will not be changed in any way, shape, or form. And so we will, for the first time since we left the 4-team format, stick with the same format for back-to-back years. Remember last year we got rid of the conference champions, top 4 seeds, got to be conference champs.
Yep.
They said, no.
4 highest-ranked teams.
Get it out of here.
Yep.
And so now it's just 4 highest-ranked teams. Indiana's still the only team with a bye to win a game, so I thought that now that they're 1-7 over a 2-year stretch, maybe that leads to a change of let's go to 16 so there aren't these long layoffs. And they can't come to an agreement. So as of next year, we will stick with the 12-team field, and they have until December 1st of 2026, so that is December of next year, to decide what to do for 2027.
Yeah, don't worry. This will be back. You'll be doing this exact segment.
Are we going to do this segment in
Yes.
July? Is this going to be a July segment?
This is going to happen every year until there's like a laid-out 5-year agreement. It's done now. It's at 16.
Oh, I'm not. Of course, going in and
You know what I mean?
like after next year, it'll be a
Yes.
thing. But this is pretty concrete that this
No,
will be
yes.
the playoff format for next year.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm very frustrated by it.
You wanted to expand? You wanted 16?
It's not even so much about 16. If you go 16, totally cool with it. Understanding that not everybody in that 16 has a shot, right? We had 2 teams in it this year with 12 that had no shot. It's more like, how are we still doing this to the 4 best teams? How are we still telling them to
Not
take
giving
a month
them a
off?
home game. Take a month
No,
off.
wait.
To me, it's more about the home game than it is the time off.
Yeah,
the time
see,
off is unique,
yeah.
and that's a hard thing to deal with. Signetti, although says, "Hold my, we're fine." Not having a home game sucks.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know what? Okay, make it as equally frustrating to me. They don't get a home game, but also the month off. We have a 2-year sample size. We have 8 games, and there's only been 1 winner.
1-7.
And it wasn't like they got off to a rip-roaring start in that game against
No.
a not-so-great Alabama team.
No.
Took a couple stupid decisions by DeBoer and company for them to separate. So I just hate it. And your team's fallen. I'm surprised you're not with me on this. Your team has fallen victim to it. It's one thing to get blown out. Totally hear your rebuttal on it, but
Sure. I prefer 16. I prefer 16 with no buys.
to have no buys
in the first 2 rounds on home sites, because I think the biggest boost that you've gotten in this last year or 2 of the playoff expanding is the fact that we get home games, and the atmospheres have all been incredible. Even for Oregon and JMU, it was still really fun being down there. They had fireworks shows going on. And
We're
going to
go into the 3rd straight year of this where the best seed to be is the 5th.
Yeah, unless you run into Indiana. Then you don't want to be 5.
You won a game. Did you not win a playoff game?
We won 2, bitch.
Right.
2.
So
Dan Lanning's 500 in the playoff.
if you don't take on that Indiana-type team every year, which math says you probably won't,
Sure.
the best spot to be in is the 5th seed. The top 4 so far, 1-7 in that game. They get no home game out of it. You at least get a ramp-up game.
You do?
And then you go to a pretty favorable matchup. You get a 4 seed. Now, some years the 4 seed might be a wagon, but you still got a favorable matchup. Of the top 4 seeds, you got the best one. You would have rather played Tech than any of the Ohio State, Miami.
Without a doubt.
or,
That was what, yeah.
Ohio
that
State,
was
who was
right
it?
in the
Indiana.
preseason. It was Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, and
yeah.
Texas Tech were your first.
You'd have rather
rounds.
had Tech than all of those teams. So
That was the correct assessment going in. The wrong assessment was saying I wanted Indiana again, because clearly that didn't age
fine.
very well. But yes, you're spot on. The 5 seed is favorable in that regard. I want to get to the numbers on the other side. We'll start the final hour with that. I promise you some more on the NFC and AFC title game, some audio to play as well. And then one former player saying, hey, stop accusing me of this, okay? It doesn't last for 5 hours, damn it. Loaded final hour. Don't go anywhere. Dirt Sprague 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan. Blazers cooled the Heat on Thursday, 127-110, thanks to Shaedon Sharpe pouring in 24 of his 27 in the second half as Denny Avdia left early in the third quarter after re-aggravating his back injury. Not certain if he will suit up for tonight's game as they host the Raptors at Moda Center, 7 o'clock. Toronto, a 3.5-point favorite. Baltimore Ravens announcing Thursday they will hire Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter to be their next head coach. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Minter will get a 5-year contract. Conference Championship Sunday, all ready to go in the NFL. First up at noon, it's the AFC title in Denver. Broncos going to backup quarterback Jared Stidham for the injured Bo Nix. Patriots 4.5-point road favorites. Then at 3:30, the NFC will be decided in Seattle. Seahawks trying to get to a 4th Super Bowl in franchise history, hosting the Rams after the two teams split their regular season series. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan.
Hey, let's do this final hour. Dirt and Sprague here, Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Hope your Fridays are going great.
Squeeze them damn things.
Good morning,
Make sure you
definitely.
got two.
If I put a ball on a tee
Ball on a tee.
and I gave you a driver
Okay.
and I gave you a fairway,
Fairway. I got to hit the fairway.
what would the result be right now? No practice swing.
I'd miss the fairway.
Really?
Yeah. I actually, if you really want me to get
How
nerdy.
wide's the fairway?
How wide is the fairway? That's a good question.
We'll say 10 at Eastmo.
I'm missing that fairway. I'm not hitting that fairway.
Pretty good fairway.
I'm not hitting that fairway. This is going to be really nerdy. Swag probably saw it. You definitely didn't see it.
10 at Stone Creek.
That's
That's a straightaway fairway, man.
I could hit 10 at Stone Creek. I could hit it. There's no trees hanging over the fairway.
There's
There's not a road on the right.
No.
I get it. I
You got
can
a little
bunt one
fairway.
out there.
You got a little fairway finder.
You got a little move. A little room to play with there. Do you know who Nick Dunlap is? Does that name ring a bell?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the Dunlaps.
So Nick Dunlap won this tournament that's happening right now a
As
couple
an
years ago
amateur,
as
I
an
believe.
amateur when he
Yeah.
was playing in Alabama. It's a very big deal.
I remember
that
that.
he won. He was like the first amateur to win a tour event since Phil or whatever it was.
Yep.
He has gone through a case of the yips.
Oh, bad.
Like finishing rounds where he I can't remember the exact numbers, so like maybe you do off the top of my head. Like he shot some like 90s last year, and you're like, how is he still out? But he never quit. He kept
No.
at like he's just been lost in his own head. That's an
Sure.
abyss of I don't know what I'm doing. Search him for a quick moment on Twitter and look up the shot links for some of the drives he hit in the tournament yesterday. We're talking he missed so far.
Is he at the Express?
He's in this tournament, yes. He missed so far right, I want to say on 9, that there's literally a water hazard to the right of the fairway that's like a half a mile long.
And it's over that?
He missed so far that he hit it over to the other side and is like, he's legitimately like, you know how when you go on a public course and there's a guy walking into your fairway to hit his ball and he's like, sorry, man, and you're like, wrong fairway. He's doing that at a PGA Tour event right now.
Is there any level of distance where the officials of a tournament have to cart somebody to the ball because the walk would...
That is a great question that I've never thought of. He did it like 4 times. One of them he parred.
Yeah.
He hit into another fairway like a mile right and somehow parred. I think it was 9. Then some of the other ones, they have the shot link data that shows you where they went. And oh my God, he's missing by a mile.
Because you're painting a scenario for me where it's like if you don't have a cart, you're killing the round.
Like how do you got to go around a hazard? You got to go to another part of the course
Yeah.
to hit your ball.
Yeah.
Then you got to find your way back around.
Terrible.
You're putting on the clock for sure. Like that's, good luck with that.
Yep, the par 5. So he played the toughest course. He played Pete Dye Stadium course, which is where they play the final round, and that's the one you see mostly on TV.
Yeah.
He hit it so far right, the par 5 fifth.
We're
it's
not
at a
kidding.
45-degree angle from
like an instant,
like something you would see at a Muni
it.
that just not even a slice, just a block. Like it just is straight that way.
Blocked it
really?
right.
Like he is so delayed on his swing that it's like, where are you going? He's a professional. He won this tournament like 3 years ago.
His
man.
front nine there was 5 over 41. He had 3 bogeys and a double bogey.
Like just
no birdies.
How many more weeks are we away from the Island Green TPC? Should be
comes
the
up
fifth
in
major.
March.
That's in March.
So
March.
2 months away.
But
right.
the 17th hole at this course
Has the
is
same
an
thing.
Island Green.
Yeah, it's not as cool.
It's not the same. It's
Not
the
quite the same, but it was same course
That's
designer.
the fifth major championship.
We do love our guy Pat McCabe down there at the American Express.
Yep,
I
we
will be
do love Pat
watching
McCabe.
this weekend. I wanted to give you the numbers. They are officially in. College football is dead, don't you know? Nobody
course.
cares. Nobody's watching. It's all ugly off the field.
It's just
dying.
a
It's
regional
dwindling.
sport.
Regional sport, dwindling on the vine. Monday night, Miami versus Indiana averaged 30.1 million viewers, which made it the most watched college football playoff title game behind only one game. Do you know what the number one game all
Got to
time
be
is?
Texas SC.
Texas SC.
Playoff era. That is the most watched college football national
Oregon,
championship.
Ohio
game.
State.
It is Oregon, Ohio State.
Oregon,
30
Ohio State has the one.
That was the first one ever,
was
the
the first
4-team
one,
era. 34.1. This is the first one, I think, that's gotten to 30 million since then. Second most we've ever seen in the CFP era. Number 3 all time behind Texas USC, which is 1, Oregon, Ohio State, which is 2, and then Miami, Indiana.
I think
3.
the answers are in. Like, we know Miami helps, certainly. The answers are in. The American people captivated by that story, that team, and that coach.
Yep.
And I'll be curious to see them next year. I don't know how good or bad they're going to be versus what they were this year.
Sure.
But you assume they're going to be a pretty damn good football team. Does he have a Dion effect?
I'll be curious to see
He's on a game and it becomes the highest rated.
The highest rated game of the weekend.
especially the non-conference games. Now, I don't know if they have another tissue paper
They
soft.
do, remember?
They do. They're doing it forever.
He basically admitted he doesn't want to play hard
Next
teams.
year, their non-conference is North Texas, Howard, and Western Kentucky.
He basically admitted it doesn't give him an advantage, so why not just have
Exactly.
Patsies get 3 easy wins?
They get Ohio State at home.
That's a big nooner.
They get USC at home.
Ooh.
That'll
at
be
Michigan.
Yeah, the USC will be an NBC 4:30 game.
At Nebraska.
Is Oregon at Indiana?
They don't play Indiana next year. And at Washington.
Okay, how does that work?
I don't know. There's
How do you
37
play-
teams in the Big Ten. It doesn't
I know,
make any
but like
sense.
you played them.
They do. They played Michigan 2 years ago, and then they didn't play Michigan. I think it's an every other year thing.
They built. It was like a 5-year rotation.
the schedule's
where they
sad.
Did it all. So I guess every 5 years you play everybody home and home at least once or something.
2027, they don't play Indiana in 2027 either.
When are you guys going to Bloomington? Dude?
Let's see. Let's check 2028. Let's find out here,
went
Bob.
the first year they were in, didn't they?
No, they did not play it.
They haven't played in Indiana yet.
They get them in 2028 in Bloomington.
Will either coach be there?
I think they're both still there.
Oh.
Interesting.
So, anyways, a lot of people watched that Monday night. That was pretty cool.
His facial reactions alone are enough to watch.
It's becoming it's like the new meme thing is him doing the eyeball glance.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's coming up with their own spin on it.
Side eye.
One of my favorite ones is when somebody turns around in your driveway. You're like looking out the window. Like, hey, what are you doing over there? What's going on? What are you doing?
Somebody said it. This is me 260 out from the green, seeing if it cleared, only to top the ball 20 yards.
We've all been there. We have had the same thought of watching Michael Irvin. He likes to get on all fours and bark during Miami games. He was on the sidelines of the national championship
Takes
game.
the
Belt
belt
to ass.
He's
to
doing the
water
belt,
cooler.
you know.
Yeah.
And look, Irvin's got a history.
What do you mean?
He's enjoyed himself in the past.
Oh, NFL Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that. Yes,
the White House
exactly.
in Dallas is
he's
quite
in-
the history.
He's into politics. What can he say? And he was on his I think he does a podcast now for Netflix.
He does.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was pretty good. Everybody's like, dude, Irvin, look how crazy that guy's going. I wonder if he's on the drugs again. And he said, nah, man, they don't last that long.
Wait. First of all, y'all know damn well Coke don't last 5 hours.
I don't know that, actually.
Y'all know
doesn't.
damn well Coke don't
No.
last 5 hours.
Evidence.
and I hadn't partaken in 20 years. But if you got some 5-hour stuff, let me know. That's just what I'm saying, man. Like, stop it. Like, stop saying this stuff. You know what I mean? You've been looking at me for the last 5 hours. There's no way I can do something on this sideline. But they're not doing it out of reality. They're doing it to get to you. You know what I'm saying? The reality. And another thing I want to say, you know what? When I used to get high, that's exactly what I would say. No matter who I saw. Oh, he high too. Because you high. That's the way you want everybody to be high because you high. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not going to pretend to have done that.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong in that category.
Yeah.
I cannot confirm nor deny the long-lasting nature of cocaine, but
lucky for you,
people have told me 5 hours.
Let's go live, Swag, right now. Action 105.1, the Fan News, to our Coke correspondent, Andy Johnson. How long, when you're on Coke, does it last?
The documentaries tell me not quite 5 hours, and that's why you keep doing it throughout the course of the night. And then you're up at 7 o'clock in the morning and you haven't slept all night. That's what people tell me.
But first, Swag with the sports update.
He said, I've seen Dirt hit a shot backwards off the tee box at 10. I've probably done that, yeah.
Oh, like topped it and it just like goes.
Dude, I had one in Bend a couple of years ago playing a course, and I hit a worm burner off the tee.
Oh, I've seen you hit it backwards too. You hit a tree at Stone
That wasn't.
Creek.
I did it at Stone. That wasn't 10 though. That was 15.
Oh no, I'm just saying I've seen you.
That happened to me.
One negative.
15 at Stone Creek. I blocked one. I did a Nick Dunlap. I blocked it so far right, and there's that line of trees up the right side of the fairway.
It hit so hard.
And hit a tree square in the middle of the tree, and it literally bounced back, rolled past my feet
We had to
behind
move.
me, and I had to hit the ball again.
Yeah, that was
and I did have one time in Bend where I hit such a low worm burner that this course had like not the tiniest, but relatively small, but somewhat hittable if you're really good at target practice like me. The markers of the white tees. And I hit a ball that didn't get more than 6 inches off the ground, and it hit the white tee marker square in the back, and it ricocheted back behind me.
I've also done this.
It's like,
I'm not gonna pretend I haven't done it.
Do I go pick that up? Do I play it as it lies?
So of all the drugs, you miss doing coke the most, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. I heard it's a good time, though.
Sometimes your nose just randomly bleeds, and I'm like, what's going on over there?
I heard it's fun.
Altitude.
Stay away from the altitude.
That altitude will get you every time. Feel like you can take down a gorilla.
You know what, Brandon? You know what people say?
Yeah.
I'm a new man.
Okay. Leave the past in the past.
Like you're not on your couch contemplating your day as if, what would this day be if I was on coke?
I'm gonna have beer.
I'm gonna have a couple beers today. I'm for sure having a
I
couple.
would
Film on it.
If you've done coke, beer just comes so short of the coke.
It's time to nut up or shut up.
Some people say they go really well together. Let's get to the NFC, AFC title game, some audio, and we'll final thoughts on those games, and then we'll Sprague line coming up bottom of the hour. Get your fake sponsors in, by the way, 503-864-6326. We'll do some gambling coming up at 9:30. More conference title talk next on The Fan.
80 AM.
All right, well, Sprague Line coming up bottom of the hour. Fake sponsors welcome, 503-864-6326. Somebody texting in saying 25 feet above sea level is really getting to dirt. Yeah, it is. We're high up here, man.
I am pumped for this.
Especially in Vegas. The altitude just gets you
Yeah,
hard.
the altitude in Vegas, you got to be really careful for. A lot of bloody noses.
That altitude, all you hear is...
Look, I mean, I think we've said it throughout the course of the show today. One of the games is better than the others, but it doesn't mean that I'm not excited for both because I am curious. Like, this creates one of the most interesting storylines if you do end up getting the upset. By the way, Swag's weather report was wrong earlier in the show. Thanks to listeners for pointing this out. The weather in Denver is not going to be in the 40s. It's going to be 20 degrees and snowing.
Oof.
So it's going to be colder than balls.
Chance of snow.
Chance of snow, yeah. 25% chance of snow, so light showers. It shouldn't be a ton. Like, it's not going to be a Snowmageddon game.
I
but
wholeheartedly believe that has changed recently. But
the weather?
The forecast.
So you think he looked and
he thinks when he said it earlier.
You think it's dropped 20 degrees in the span of 3 hours? Is that what you're arguing right now, Oracle?
Climate change, brother?
Not there.
Okay. Climate change.
Okay. Saying it's going to be in the 40s and then a high of 20s is slightly different, you know. If you said 40s and the high is like 36, I don't think anybody's saying anything, but like sub-freezing and snow.
You being wrong is one of my favorite things in my life.
It's one of the best moments when it happens.
Just know it?
It doesn't happen, and then he gets defensive, and he doesn't acknowledge that he was wrong, and then he, blames somebody else. But it does set up, like, one of the thoughts that I've had this week, we'll spring line in a moment. Spoiler, I'm taking the Broncos. What the hell, dude? What if Jarrett Stidham wins? What dumb team's going to throw millions of dollars at him? Because if he wins,
that's it.
If he wins and plays well, somebody's, like, he's got an opportunity here.
To be Daniel Jones.
To be
Sam Darnold.
We did it to Matt Flynn. He played 2 regular season games, and the Seahawks gave him $100 million or whatever it was. Like, if he wins an AFC title and looks good doing it.
Is that a Cardinals move?
Half the league needs a quarterback.
Well, the Cardinals have got to get out of that Murray deal first.
They can get him somewhat on the cheap compared to that
also,
without drafting a rookie.
First, that Murray buyout goes way down, I think it was what it is.
You wait till that deadline.
Look, if he has his moment.
Somebody's going to pay him.
Well, yeah, because we have enough examples of guys around the league with Jones, with Darnold, with Baker, with Geno in Seattle. Like, we got enough of a sample size here. Mac Jones, for God's sakes, was over 500.
He might get money this offseason to go be a starter somewhere based on the way he played.
You got to give the Niners some good draft compensation for that trade.
Oh, is he still under contract?
He has a
another year?
$2-year, $7 million deal, and they're like, we're not trading him.
No.
Unless you give us first.
Sure.
But he has this chance. It's because if he doesn't, it's Malik Willis is going to run away with the market.
Yes, he'll be the guy that's the next opportunity starter.
He is easily the guy right now that teams are, we can't draft high enough. We're only this away. Like, if Minnesota comes in, by the way, keep your antennas up on this. They already said in their press conference they want Niner to be pushed, right? They're not paying Niner anything. So if there's a team that's going to sign Malik Willis to a stupid deal because they believe he now has proven he can be good, Minnesota's the team. Minnesota's the team. For Stidham, for Willis, whoever you want to throw in this conversation.
The team that let the 2 guys walk out of their building last year, and Darnold and Daniel Jones, now they're going to go get it. Yeah,
but it's a teachable moment.
They're desperate
is it not?
for him, yeah.
So I think Minnesota would be a team I'd keep an eye on for this because they quite literally said out loud they don't really trust Niner and they want him to have competition. So you're right. Like, that's another part of this that's not really important to Bronco fan or Patriot fan is the outcome if it goes Denver's way. And Stidham is like a $180 and a touchdown with no turnovers. Yeah, dude, he's going to be looked at favorably. And then he'll get a Super Bowl opportunity where they might not win, but if he's not awful, it's going to be like, dude, that guy can actually start. And then we'll be sitting here next year saying, Jarrett Stidham, we like it?
Do we have another? I mean, it just would be wild if Denver won the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback. And, I mean, I don't think it does much to Bo's confidence, but it just would be unique. Like, if he doesn't win one for a couple of years.
You had the right take that I poo-pooed.
Yeah.
It
broke Carson Wentz.
It did, and you called it in the moment. How does this not make – Bo Nix has to be thinking something, right?
Like, if they win it without me.
But they didn't win it without you. You got them to this point.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than the Wentz one because Wentz got hurt not halfway, slightly after the halfway point of the year.
But he was the league MVP before that.
He was the MVP candidate. He missed the last handful of regular season games, and then Foles started every playoff game. So in Bo's defense, like he was really good last week against Buffalo.
But
I thought
the expectation now is
it's just weird when you get a backup that wins one and you technically have a ring, but you didn't win the ring. And then what if he goes 5 years without winning one? Then is that like, hey, what the hell? Stidham got us one and Bo Bo can't get us one.
Yeah, because you won it with him. You're going to come in next year as one of, if not the favorites.
Without a doubt.
And all of the media and fans are going to be like, well, Bo, I mean, Jared did it. Why can't you? And then every year you don't win it.
Why'd we let him get out of our building? That was our guy. He won us a ring.
Yeah.
It's just a weird dynamic. I don't know how the game's going to go, but it's interesting. Couple of angles, and I'll get your kind of final thoughts on the games.
Yeah.
I brought these up earlier. Now, they have no bearing on the games this weekend. Do with them whatever you want to do with them. Rams and Seahawks is the 9th game since 1970 in the conference championship or later, so Final Four or later, where the number one scoring offense plays the number one scoring defense. The top defense in the previous 8 matchups is 7-1 outright.
Who's? Can you remind me the one? Do you have the one?
Oh, no, all these stats, they don't ever.
I hate that.
Effing listen, it drives me nuts.
As somebody who does Factoid Tuesday,
I remember
I get a lot of numbers and they don't tell me like who are the numbers.
Yes, like I'd like to know who was the one offense. Maybe a
Yeah.
listener knows the answer to that question. One of them I do remember off the top of my head was the Broncos-Seahawks Super Bowl, where the safety on the opening play. The Broncos were the number one scoring offense that season. The Seahawks were the number one scoring defense. So the history will tell you that favors Seattle in this game because they are the number one scoring defense and the Rams are the number one scoring offense.
80. Hold on.
So we got to go back a long ways. What you're telling me? It's not something relevant or recent.
The one example, if Google AI is right, which
let's believe it. Why not?
It's the 89 Niner Denver Super Bowl 55.
The Broncos were the number one scoring defense, and the Niners were the number one scoring offense.
Yeah.
Okay.
55-10.
So that's at least a lot. So if you want to, feel good about the Rams, at least it has happened before and in pretty emphatic fashion. And then the other side, if you want to feel good about one of the sides, the Broncos are currently 4.5-point home underdogs in the AFC Championship game. Home underdogs of at least 4 points or more in the NFL playoffs all time are 10-0 against the spread. And they're 6-4 outright. So they're above 500 in winning the game, and they've all covered the spread. And so you should feel good if you're a Broncos fan. Again, what does that have anything to do with this weekend? I don't know, because how many of those times did the team play with a quarterback who hadn't attempted a pass all year? Probably not very often, but there's a couple of historical precedents to throw at you going into the game.
By the way, don't take back everything I said.
Okay, just go ahead.
Because Google AI followed that up with like 4 other examples of the number one offense beating the number one defense.
Now, was it conference title or later, or is that just in general? Because I'm sure it happens in the regular season all the time.
Yeah, but I typed playoff NFL history, and that was what it gave me.
Okay, that was conference title or later was that stat. One thing to keep an eye on, too, for Seattle, now it sounds like everything should be okay. Darnold, they're being super cautious with the oblique injury. Like, he's not throwing balls at practice. He's going to be fine. They'll shoot him up. Charles Cross is probably the one that you're more concerned about because he came back last week. He's still dealing with the foot injury.
He got a knee injury this
time. And now I think so. He hasn't practiced all week. Yeah. They're feeling confident that he'll be able to go, but that is a guy who maybe won't be at 100%. And then they're also banged up at tackle behind him. It's one of those like dominoes. If he can't play or if he gets hurt again, it's like tackle 2, tackle 3, tackle 4 are all banged up too. And so there might be an issue there on the offensive line, or maybe he plays and he's fully healthy and there's no issue at all for the Seahawks.
I'm looking forward to it, man. How would you guys power rank the coaches in this Final Four here?
God, that's a really hard question to answer. It's a really hard question to answer. I think I'd go McVay 1. Despite the critiques I have of his turtling in big moments. The way I'm viewing it is, I guess there's 2 different ways you can view it. One, who do you trust most in a big game? Or 2, like if I'm fantasy drafting quarterbacks and they were available.
Oh, well, quarterback does play a part here, but.
Like if I was like, I'm starting an NFL franchise and I'm hiring a head coach, McVay would be the first one of the 4 that I would hire.
You'd hire him over McDonald?
I think I would hire him over McDonald, yeah.
Does that change Sunday, though, if McDonald wins?
Not necessarily. Because I don't live and die with the result of one game.
I know, but he potentially, I mean, he's going to be a sizable favorite.
In the Super Bowl, yes.
In the Super Bowl.
And they'd each have one.
And I would assume he's going to get one, then they'd each have their one.
No doubt about it. There's a consistency to the Rams doing it every year that McDonald's only been there for 2 years.
It's 2 good years.
It's 2 really good. They didn't make the playoffs last year, though, and they did this year. They were the 1 seed, and maybe they win the whole thing. I still think I'd go McVay 1. And then also, how do you split hairs between McDonald and Vrabel? Who would you rather have as your head coach?
Well, you might lean the younger guy for that reason.
Is there a big difference in age there?
Vrabel, McDonald? McDonald's in his 30s, isn't he? I thought he was like a 36-year-old.
He's 38.
38, there you go. And Vrabel's what, 52?
Is he that old? He's 50. Yeah.
He's been on the NFL
He's been out of the league for a long time, yeah. It's a good point. Good point.
Yeah,
I'll probably go McDonald 2, Vrabel 3, and Peyton 4, but that's almost offensive to Sean Payton because he's got a ring. Only two of them have
Sean
rings.
Payton being 4th on that list.
And he was in the playoffs every year.
I feel like what I've seen, if you go by what you've seen in the playoffs just this year alone, I mean, I actually think, as stupid as this may age, McVay might be my 4th.
Yeah.
I might go Vrabel,
That's why it's a hard question to answer because they're all closely compacted.
Peyton, and then McVay.
Well, let's do some gambling on the game, shall we? What are we going to do?
Because that's going so well.
Let's do this.
I'm actually having a good year.
You're having a great year.
Shanny wins Coach of the Year, boys. I'm just...
Yeah, your
breakfast burritos are going
living
around. All right?
You're living in it, baby.
We're getting breakfast burrito celebrations.
Woohoo! We'll let you know how we did last week, and then we'll do our picks for this week. Get your fake sponsors in, 503-864-6326. There's only a couple of real Sprague in the lines left. We are almost out of runway.
We have a big announcement, too, in Sprague and Line.
We do. Oh, we do. You do. Oh, Sprague's the winner.
We've done
Nobody
some math.
Cares. Nobody cares.
Well, that's it? What do you mean?
Yeah, Sprague won.
That's back-to-back years.
There's your... Yeah,
Shout out to Hoggies. Repeat.
Shout out
Get
to
you
Hoggies.
2 of these.
Yeah.
I'm dominating the dojo this year.
Wow, so cool.
Keep making fun of me on the text line. I love it.
Wow.
I'm eating it up.
Really impressive.
Oh, you guys are the Jared Stidham of this segment.
Everybody's really excited
Look at me.
that you won again.
MVP.
You know what I got to say to that?
Hooray!
I'd like to thank myself first. God second, because he clearly wanted me to win.
Yeah, God.
I mean, he made me. Obviously, he cared about me.
Who was the Eagles receiver that wanted to think his hands?
Wasn't it Freddie Mitchell?
Yes.
That sounds right.
When he caught the 4th and 15.
The 4th and long against.
And he belted.
Yeah. I want to thank my hands.
My hands.
First off, thanks these puppies right here.
I'd like to thank my wife for all the hours she left me alone during football season so I could really study and win this segment.
Okay, we'll get to it next. Damn it, you derailed it. That's Sprague Line's next. First, here's us with a update.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan. Well, the long national saga has come to an end. The powers that be in the NWSL finally figured it out. Trinity Rodman will stay stateside, signing her record deal.
What a weird saga
with
that
the
was.
Washington Spirit.
Where was she trying to go? Was she trying to leave?
No, they gave her this record deal, but they said it was
And the
outside
league
of the
nixed it,
parameters.
saying
and the league
it wasn't.
said no.
What?
In a league that needs stars to get,
She's one of the few
eyeballs.
female soccer names that I know.
Yes.
Exactly. So she will make over $2 million annually.
How about that?
And Thorns fans will visit the Washington Spirit on March 13th to open their 2026 season.
You guys familiar with the canals of Amsterdam?
Yes, I am. I've been to
I've heard
Amsterdam.
about the canals.
Oh, have you?
I have.
Looks
yeah.
beautiful. It's on my bucket list. They've created pussy steps. They've got new staircases they've installed for all of their homeless cat population. It's quite large. They've lost 19 cats in 2025 to drownings.
Ooh.
And by creating this, they actually increase the likelihood that cats won't drown. They also help hedgehogs, frogs, and birds safely travel around the canal.
Go check out the Red Light District. I know Blue Line Brandon knows this because he was clearly glued to it last night. He's 1 for 1 in hockey factoids.
Old Steve.
Did you see what happened in the Pittsburgh-Boston game last night?
Couldn't keep my eyes off it.
The Penguins and Bruins scored 3 goals in 1 minute or less. Both the Penguins and Bruins scored 3 goals in 1 minute or less in the game. That's only the 3rd time it's ever happened in the history of the NHL.
There you go. More women's soccer, cat steps, and hockey stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigart from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live FM and 1080 AM.
Sprague into live. Sprague into live. So we got here today. Sprague into live brought to you by Sean's Cleaning Service. Having a homeless man breaking into your place to clean is still less scary than trusting a Sprague pick. Sprague into live brought to you by the Suck Zone. Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
You guys-
State University.
You guys going to the Suck Zone this weekend? No. Head nod, no.
I mean, I'm not against it.
Sure, I'm pro Suck Zone. Sprague into live brought to you by Jared Stidham. Still gives you a higher chance of winning than a Sprague pick. Sprague into live brought to you by Sean or Mike. Unlike the name Brandon, one of these teams would be lucky in coaching in the Super Bowl. One of these names, sorry. Yeah, do we have a... That's really weird.
2 Seans, 2 Mikes. Apparently
Seans
that's
and 2 Mikes.
a prop bet. How many Seans, how many Mikes win?
Because you could get Sean versus Sean.
Yeah.
You could get Sean, Mike versus Mike.
And they
Weird.
both spell their names exactly the same. It's not S-H-A-W-N.
Yeah, they're EANs.
There's E-A-Ns. They're scenes.
That's a good point.
Scene versus scene or Mike and Mike.
I was never a fan of the scene spelling of Sean.
It just doesn't...
Irish or Scottish?
I think so. I was more of an S-H-A-W-N
Irish.
guy. That was the way I went.
Can we at least for the week going into the Super Bowl, if we get a Mike versus Mike, can we get a Golick Greenberg reunion?
This guy, give me the Mike and Mike for the Mike and Mike. Is that what you need?
I want a Mike and Mike for my Mike and Mike.
Eating some Mike and Mikes?
You like Mike and Ike's?
I love Mike and Ike's.
Do you really?
I do love Mike and Ike's, yeah.
They're
I haven't
okay.
had them in 15 years, but I used to
Yeah,
love
some
Mike
sort
and
of
Ike's.
reunion out on Radio Row at the Super Bowl.
I'm pretty sure they hate each other.
Yeah, I think
but
they
it'd be
do.
really cool if they did a reunion for the Mike and Mike Super Bowl.
Let's get one more in here, then we got to gamble. Sprague Live brought to you by Greenland, as in you could purchase Greenland with the money Sprague has lost on these picks.
We definitely don't want that for billionaires to just run their data centers and steal all the minerals. We definitely don't want it for that reason.
No, it's
We
not
gotta
why
have
we want it. Here's how we did last week. Swag and I went 1 and 2. I hit on the Rams-Bears under. I also took the Texans and the Rams, and so, thanks for giving up a 4th down touchdown pass.
He had the worst week.
Swagged him.
He thought he was 2-1 all week
That's
until
pretty
today.
brutal. That's pretty brutal. Now, to be fair, I'm going to critique you. Maybe we dock him a game for this. No, Sprague.
What did I do?
I think there should be a 1-game punishment here. Now, I keep track of all the games and the records throughout the year. I write them down every week, and I do a running tally.
Please tell me what I did.
He's supposed to tweet out the picks. We didn't get a tweet of the picks or the last week. So
Twitter was down during the show.
I didn't have the computer up, and I was like, what did Swag take? I couldn't remember, and so I pulled up our show Twitter page, and I'm like, I don't know.
I'm doing it right now. Twitter was down during the show. I couldn't do it.
I think we dock him a game. What do you think?
Why are you not getting docked a game?
Because I wrote down the games. If it wasn't for me, we would have no memory of the games and what everybody picked.
So we have a memory of the game. What are you complaining about?
Because I wrote it down. Swag could have been 2-1.
You know why he wants to dock me a game? Tell him why, Swag.
You have mathematically clinched the title. Much like a Premier League, there's no playoff. You play 38 regular
This is week
season
18. I'm not
games.
playing for anything,
when you
dude. All my
beaten
starters are
everybody
sitting.
else to a pulp,
Yep.
you win.
Yep.
You get the big. Now, you don't get the big trophy until after the final game with the ribbons.
Yeah, no ribbons yet. You ain't getting your damn ribbons.
But how much did I beat him by?
Also, are we not springing the line next Friday?
On what?
On what?
Whatever we want.
Oh, I know what he's doing.
I mean, are we just going to take a week off from springing the line? We're just
I'm
skipping a
last.
week
I'm
and going to the
getting-
Super Bowl?
I'm
We've literally
fitted
done that.
for a
I don't think we have.
fursuit, So
I think I want to gamble on the Blazers next weekend. I think the next 2 weeks should be live in the overall standings.
I'll use the same picks you use. You want to play that game?
yeah.
Because how much am I going to beat him by if I go winless and he goes undefeated?
You got to pick
you-
first because the T-box is
You
yours.
would, beat him by.
So I pick
the
second every
push.
time around. You got to pick first.
By the push.
I beat him by a half game. Why does he want to dock me one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now we know.
Now we know.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Well, hold on. Would you shut up? Swag, you won on the Seahawks pick. Congratulations.
Oh.
Sprague, you hit on the Broncos-Bills over 45.5.
Josh Allen killed him.
And the Bears somehow pulling rabbits out of their butts and winning back-to-back spreads in the playoffs. Doesn't
Stop
make
going
any
against
sense.
me.
I think I'm going to do it again this week, but I digress. So season standing Sprague is 33-27.
What a year.
I am 26-33-1, and Swigard 21-38-1. So that's where we're at. Sprague, the floor is yours. Who are you going with?
I'll start with that mighty exciting Jared Stidham, as they call him in the streets. Denver, New England. I can't wait for this one. I'm so excited. I'm feeling kind of confident, and I don't know why. It's bit me before. I'm going New England minus the 4.5. It'll kind of go with my third pick. I have a feel of this game going in. We'll see how that feel goes, but that feel tells me New England ends up covering this number. Might not be the score you think, but I got New England minus the 4.5.
Okay.
I, too, will lay the 4.5. Vrabel's the perfect coach because he's not going to overreact to the fact that Stidham is now starting and think that he applies the same approach. They'll go through, but at the same point, somewhere in helping the defense put the game plan together, they will recognize that Stidham can't do some of the things that Bo Nix could do, and it'll be like a boa constrictor. I have a feeling it might not look beautiful at the start of it, much like a Bob Ross painting. You're not quite sure what the big hairdo is doing at the start. And then after 45 minutes on public television, you're like, wow, that's beautiful.
Those are mountains, and that's a tree.
Bob Ross has paintings
That's
where
a
you
stream.
go, this is ugly?
At the start,
No,
you
at
just
the
see little
start, you're
sticks
like, what is he
and dots
doing?
and,
I don't understand.
yeah.
This is all.
I see the analogy.
What
I
artist
see the
starts a
point.
painting and you go, what are you doing?
I see the point.
You got to wait for the art to be done.
I think it's a good analogy, Swag. I've reached the Week 18 status. I told you yesterday, Week 18 is the worst week in all of sports, and it's stupid, and nobody plays for anything, and I'm going to gamble on teams that I want to root for this weekend. That's the consensus that I've reached, because if I'm going to go down swinging, it's been a really bad year. Fade me on all these picks. The playoffs have been horrible to me. So congratulations on you guys on winning your Pats pick, because I will take the Broncos plus 4.5.
So you're rooting for Denver here.
I am. Screw New England. Screw Boston. I hate that city. I hate everything about them. They took 5 years
That's
off.
right. We
Now
have
they're back in the Super Bowl.
documentation.
Like, F this, dude. No, this is not okay. I would rather watch Jared Stidham in a Super Bowl, even if they lose by 800 points, and see New England play in another Super Bowl.
Yeah, because Denver's been really just downtrodden as an organization in NFL history.
I mean, they haven't won 7 of them in the last 20 years.
They've been like right there at the doorstep of them.
When was the last time they were in an AFC title game?
Probably the one they played against Brady. Won the Super Bowl.
2015?
Yeah.
11 years ago.
Okay.
The Patriots have won 3 Super Bowls since then.
Yeah, well, Brady.
You know how many Super Bowls the Broncos have won in my lifetime?
3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
7-3, greater number.
Been
I
four,
don't
though.
even know how many the Patriots
Well,
have.
in your lifetime, it goes a little deeper, but in like your know what's going on lifetime, 4. That's pretty good.
Yeah, dude, I want nothing to do with the Pats
Okay.
being back in the Super Bowl. Give
All
me the
right.
Broncos.
You'd rather watch Stidham than May in a Super Bowl?
Yep.
Oh,
I
God
would.
bless you for that. I'll go to the other game, NFC title game. Really looking forward to it. I've been on the Rams all week, plus the 2.5. Whoop. We're turning that right around. I'll be honest. Like, I tried to play the don't even play the game card. No one was giving us a chance. I wasn't shocked to watch the Seahawks do to the Niners what they did. And I'm going to take the Seahawks minus 2.5.
Yep.
Close. Every game they play is close, so flip of the coin. I think the Rams ultimately get bit by what's bit them all year. They don't bury teams. They let teams come back. They play stupid games, and sometimes you play stupid games, you get stupid rewards. I'm taking the Seahawks minus 2.5.
I will take the Seahawks minus 2.5 as well. As we said, I think.
Go away.
What?
Go away. You are Angela, and I'm Dwight, and you're just creeping up behind me like, where the hell did you come from? Stop following me.
Just tailing his picks, huh? That's what we're
Lame.
doing here. He is Seattle swag, so we should have seen that coming.
He's following every pick I have.
He is,
if you
yeah.
take my third pick,
He's going to do it.
Do you want me to pick first in the next round?
no.
You know what? I'll be the brave
I've
warrior
earned
on
it.
this show. I will be the one that stands out and says, look at me, I'm an idiot. Give me the Rams plus 2.5 on the road in
how
Seattle.
bold of you.
How brave and how strong of me
Counterculture
to
dirt.
ride some dogs. We're barking this weekend, baby.
What a sacrifice you give.
Give me the quarterback coach combo in L.A. over Sam Darnold and McDonald in Seattle.
Final pick goes back to the AFC title game here, and this is kind of my theory of the Pats minus 4.5. It's not a Pats win 35-0 game.
Don't steal my pick. Don't take my pick. Don't take my pick.
It's my pick.
You're taking my pick.
I think this game, when I see it,
You're taking my
you
pick.
ever just close your eyes and look and pretend that you see the final score?
Stealing my picks over here.
I see 23-13. I see 10-7 first half. Oh, my God. Stidham Broncos are going to do it. Second half adjustments. Chasing down Jared Stidham. Offense kind of goes cold. They only get 6 second half points. New England, however, gets 13. They move it a little better, but it's not overly impressive. I see a 23-13 game here that covers the number and hits the under 42.5.
It's a pretty bad bet because my producer told me it's going to be 40 degrees and sunny, so weather should play an impact.
Well, they hit
on
the
game.
over last week, and it was freezing cold with snow in New
Exactly.
England, so you never know.
That is true.
Yeah. I'm going to go over in the NFC title game. These two teams.
What's
there
the
will
number
be
there?
46.5.
46.5. While I don't think there will be as many turnovers in the game as we saw in the regular season, there will be some turnovers. Obviously, potential for turn touchdowns on both sides. Rams have good returners too. So, yeah, I think there will be some non-traditional scores that boost this one up. Getting it, I think it'll get over 50, but
be wild if it did. The last one did. They almost both scored 50 the last time they played. 38-37. I'm on the under of Pats and Broncos too. Sprague stole my pick.
I don't blame you for taking my picks.
Took on my thunder.
Both you guys, look where you're at. Look where I'm at. Like to thank my wife, my daughters, my grandma, R.I.P. May she rest in peace. Got to thank my mom. Shout out my mom. She doesn't know what station I'm on doing a radio show or what time I'm doing a radio show.
Provided the fuel for your intensity.
Without these people in your lives.
Would you like to thank a Hickey?
You don't become a repeat champion. Shout out the Hickeys out there and all my other white trash folk who participate in Hickey life.
Sprague and Lamb brought to you by 1966. Swag was born, the Coke was pure, and girls basketball coach made a good decision, something this show can't do. Sprague and Lamb brought to you by random strangers walking into the radio building in the morning and frightening the broadcasters. Actually, it's just someone who bet their life savings on Sprague's picks, and he wanted to have a chat with the guy in person.
Oh, my $8 back, dude.
What the hell, man?
We still have no confirmation he was actually supposed to be here.
Nah, I'm still not buying him.
Got no follow-up either.
We had zero
follow-up. None at all. What did he actually clean? I don't know. Pats for Sprague and Swag, they're on the Pats minus 4.5 and the Seahawks 2.5. Sprague on the under of 42.5 and Pats and Broncos. Swag on the over of 46.5 and Rams and Seahawks. And I'm yinning and yanging. Give me the Broncos plus 4.5, the Rams plus 2.5, and the under of 42.5 and Pats and Broncos. There you go. Sprague and Line every Friday at 9:30. Close it up next on the Fan.
a.m.
There you go. Fist pumping your way into the weekend every single Friday. It's not just conference championship weekend, although Sunday will be delightful. 12 o'clock start in the AFC, 3:30 start in the NFC. We'll break it all down on Monday. We also got the Blazers in action tonight. Second of a back-to-back, the Toronto Raptors are in town. And you pointed this out earlier. Denny Avdia, I mean, I don't know if they've announced anything yet. I'm just assuming he won't play.
I haven't seen an update.
Haven't seen anything.
I guess he said I was reading Freeman's, post-game story, and
he says he's fine.
He said it's not
Splitter
as bad
said he
as
did
the
it out of
first
cautious,
time,
yeah.
but he was still.
Imagine he doesn't go tonight. But either way, I'm probably getting. I mean, I don't know.
Raptors are 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, you're getting points, so you're getting plus money line bet on the Blazers tonight at home.
Yeah,
they were off all week, so I don't think the second of a back-to-back will have that big of an impact. And they're relative. The only question I would have is how many of their injury guys are they going to be cautious with on a second of a back-to-back? Because Rob Will doesn't play him, right? So he's already out. The last time they had a back-to-back, I want to say they were cautious with Drew and Jeremy, and they were like, you're not going to go play. So that'd be the only question. I'll wait to see who's available tonight and who's in and out of the lineup. Maybe that's part of the 3.5-point spread, but they got a chance to climb. We can keep doing this fun thing. We've got the last time they were this, over 500 this late in the season was like 5 years ago. We can now do this every time they win a game. How late was it when they were two games over? We got to go 10 years ago to find that time, the last time they were 2 games over 500.
I mean, we're probably not very far from saying West Finals year.
2019's probably been a minute, right? Yeah. But either way, they're fun to watch right now, man. I'm excited tonight. 7 o'clock start at the Moda Center.
You excited to watch the old Raptors?
Yeah, what do I need to know about the Raptors? I know they're having a decent year. They've kind of surprised some people a little bit. Do they still have nothing but athletic wings and a dick? Is that what they got? Or is it more complicated than that?
He actually comes off the bench.
I know, but he's good, isn't he?
He's fine.
I've seen his TikTok dances.
Have you?
I have, yeah.
He's not amazing, but he's a good role guy to have.
Okay. Scotty Barnes still there? My guy Scotty Barnes still in town?
Scotty Barnes is still there.
Okay.
Scotty Barnes is having a nice little season. Ingram's been really good for them. Like, people bagged his contract. He's producing to the contract.
Okay.
Quickly, always going to be a bit of a problem. Good point guard. You got to look at the point guard situation here in Portland. I know you
forgot about R.J. Barrett.
And R.J. Barrett.
Canadian legend, R.J. Barrett.
Now, R.J. Barrett, in their last King game, he did not play. So he's obviously banged up, as everybody knows, following the Toronto Raptor basketball team.
I can watch him day in and day out. Yeah. I know who's in and out of the lineup. I know what's going on there, man.
I mean, they're going to be tough. Can you say the guy's name who starts for them?
No, I don't know.
You don't?
I don't know who their starting lineup is.
Sandro.
Let me try that one.
Yeah.
Mama Kalashvili.
I think you're actually not very far off.
Swigard?
I think it's Mamu.
Kalashvili.
Yeah.
He's putting up 10 a game, man. I'm a big fan of the Sandro.
You know what's fun about this year is I'm watching, but I'm not paying attention. And so, like, when you ask me, hey, what do I know about
You're my
the
go-to
Raptors?
guy at the end of shows. I'm like,
Raptors.
this team's in town. I haven't.
Dude.
When's the last time I watched a Miami Heat game?
Been
probably since when the last time they were in the finals.
Well, last night, how many players for the Heat did you watch and you go, who is this?
70% of the roster.
Like, did you know who Fantecchio was?
No.
Fantecchio?
The only ones I knew Jovic.
Yeah.
Because he was in the Dame trade package.
Yeah.
He sucks. I know Jaime Jaquez.
Jaime Hive.
I know Jaime Hive. I know Bam, obviously.
Yeah.
Wiggins,
Powell.
Powell. Those guys I knew. The other guys I knew nothing about.
Did you forget about Yakachonis, our Illinois guy we wanted?
Ah, that's right. I did forget about Yakachonis.
He scored 3 points, played 11 minutes. Yeah. Did you know who Myron Gardner was?
Never heard of him.
Nobody did.
Never heard of him.
I don't care how much basketball you watch.
Never
Nobody knew who Myron Gardner was.
I don't recognize half the team,
He played 16 minutes.
Who the hell's this guy?
But we're also kind of that version of a team, aren't we?
Oh, dude, we show up to town. City Sissoko? Who the hell is this? I've never heard of this guy before.
How would you say that name if you didn't watch the Blazers? I don't know if you guessed that right.
Took me a month to figure it out. He plays for our team.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it for us, folks. If you missed any of the show today, go check the podcast, 1051thefan.com, 1051thefan on Twitter, at Turton Sprague on Twitter.
Just give us good games.
Give me good games, man. That's
Please.
all I'm asking.
I hate when having championship week can be terrible.
We have 3 football games left. That is it. Yeah. Please, for the love of God, deliver AFC, NFC title games.
Good luck to everybody out there.
I need it. Yeah. We'll talk to you Monday. We'll break it all down. Who's our Super Bowl? We'll talk about it and react to all the stuff that happens this weekend. That will do it for us. Have a great weekend, everybody. The Firm of Harrison Meringue is next. Listen to 105.1 FM The Fan.